Victory Field at Joe Brown Park in New Orleans. Crescent City Sports is proud to bring you high school football. Tonight it's a Class 4A first-round matchup as the Rams of Carver Collegiate Academy play host to the LB Landry Buccaneers. I'm Tommy Crescent along with longtime high school football coach Wade Kaiser. We'll call the action for you tonight on a beautiful night for high school football, and it's state playoff time. Wade, good evening. How are you?
It's great. High school football this time of the year is nothing better. The weather is cooperating. It's going to be a great football weekend throughout the state of Louisiana.
68 degrees right now here at Victory Field. Wind, not much to speak of as of yet. Both teams with some last-minute preparations down on the field. Coach, it's state playoff time. What are these two coaches, Coach Lewis and Coach Addison, telling their players all week long leading up to a state playoff game?
Fellas, it's one and done. We don't take care of our business tonight. We don't execute. We don't eliminate penalties and mistakes. We're packing it all up, and we'll be watching somebody next week.
Landry and Carver, both obviously from the city of New Orleans. They don't play in the same district, but they did play back on October the 1st on the West Bank at Berman Stadium, and Carver came away with a 15-13 victory. Coach, how much does a game month and a half ago carry into this with maybe the tape and maybe a few personnel identifications? What do the coaches look back to October 1st? And hopefully they're both playing better football right now, because you're supposed to get better as the season progresses. But The fact that they played a month and a half ago, what's the impact on this state playoff game?
Well, the impact is you want to make sure that you've corrected all those mistakes, and hopefully they've had games since then they can correct those mistakes. So tonight they want to make sure that they're not going to have a repeat of history. If you're on the losing end, you want a repeat of history if you're on the winning end, and you want to try to be able to, obviously play better upon the performance than you did last time. So, in many instances, you're going to run your same base offenses and defenses that have been installed way back since spring training. That's understood. The bottom line is the new wrinkles that are in since then. So you might see a few new wrinkles that you haven't seen 4 weeks ago.
Landry is the 24th seed in the 4A state playoffs. Regular season record of 4-4. As we mentioned, they lost to Carver 15-13 back on October 1 at Berman Stadium on the West Bank. The Carver Rams are the number 9 seed in 4A football. They are 7-1 in the regular season. So these teams know a little bit about each other, even though they're not in the same district.
Well, they're in the same city, right?
Yeah.
So, and, they're both in Orleans Parish, number one. So they're same parish schools. Everybody knows everybody. And Tommy, in the city, having grown up in St. Bernard Parish, this is the smallest, largest city in America, right?
That's correct.
Everybody knows everybody. So you know what? When you were playing at Holy Cross, I was playing at Jesuit. I knew half of your team, and I knew what y'all were doing that day. Same way with us.
And I'm sure that's the same with Landry and Carver tonight. Many of these kids know each other, might have played playground ball together at some point in their career.
Coaches know each other.
Maybe
Absolutely.
Junior high competition or whatever. So you got a lot of things in play there, no question about that.
Hey, sometimes split houses. Right? I mean, one son goes to one school and one son goes to the other school. That's just the way it is in the metropolitan area of New Orleans.
And look, we got a good crowd filling into the stadium here at Victory Field. The marching band is here for Landry. The marching band is here for Carver. We got dance teams. We got cheerleaders. We got equipment staff, trainers. Everybody's ready for the state playoffs, which got underway last night around the state. And at halftime, we'll hit you with some scores because the winner of tonight's game will play the winner of the Salmon-Plaquemine game that's also being played tonight. And we'll keep you posted with that as we go forward, too. And at halftime, we'll try to get you a few things, including some other scores, especially of that game that's matched up in the bracket here with Carver and Landry. Both teams are in their respective end zones here. We got an artificial surface, as you can see. Nice stadium here out in NOLA East. We got NOLA painted in one end zone, East in the other. It's really a nice facility.
It's a great facility. They rebuilt this whole area. Obviously, everybody knows the history of Katrina, how bad New Orleans East was just devastated, as much of the city was. And this whole Joe Brown playground has a historic precedent in New Orleans youth athletics. So they came in and they threw money back into this great playground, rebuilt it from the ground up. It has beautiful gym, beautiful track, beautiful swimming pool, and this really beautiful stadiums used for high school football as well as Little League football around the city with Nord teams. It's a great facility, and the turf is in excellent condition.
When I arrived here at the park earlier today, a lot of people were on the walking trails and getting a little exercise in. My first visit to this park since it was redone after Katrina, and it was daylight when I arrived, so I enjoyed looking around and seeing what's really a nice facility here in NOLA East, as they call it. The LB Landry Buccaneers. Tonight they're going to be in the white jerseys, white pants, got the blue headgear with the gold trim. The Carver Rams got the green jerseys, green pants, orange headgear, got some white numbers and trim. Both teams in their respective end zones. We're just waiting for them to take the field, and we're going to have the game for you here tonight on CrescentCitySports.com. Appreciate you being tuned in. Let everybody know about it, and we're going to have some fun calling this game. What are the players going through right now? I mean, they're in the end zone. They've already loosened up. Pre-game's over. They're about to run to the sidelines and be greeted by their fans. What's in the players' minds right now, Coach?
They just want to get started. I mean, that's, they've practiced all week, and they've sat around in class all week, got out to the practice field, did all their practicing and all their meetings and things of that nature. They just want to get it going and get it started. Some of them have a lot of butterflies. Some of them don't have any butterflies, right? Look, it got to the point where when I first started coaching, I could look in the kids' eyes and say they're ready. By the time I was done coaching, I had no idea. All right? It's just the way kids are today. Every kid prepares different. Every kid feels different. They just want to get this thing going. They're hopping up and down, and they just want to get on the field and get playing.
Both teams have about 50 guys dressed out, although we'll see some guys going two ways. Because what the coach is going to do, he wants his best 11 guys on the field.
No doubt.
Gives the offense a chance to move the ball. Defense tries to stop and get off the field. So we got a handful of guys that are going to go both ways tonight for the respective teams. But again, all coaches, I don't care what level it is, they're going to put their best 11 guys out there to give their team a chance to win.
They're going to put their best 11 out there, and they're going to put their best bands in the stands. We're going to see a battle of bands here tonight.
I'm ready, man.
The Carver band is an excellent band, and so is the LB Landry band. Those guys will be blasting each other out, and it's going to be hard to hear on the field.
What I liked about when the LB Landry band was marching in on the far side, it brought back memories for me, being a New Orleans guy, of Mardi Gras, when you had all the bands in the parades and you could hear some bands coming from 4 blocks away. That was always something that was so special, and it's one of my favorite things about high school football.
Right.
The bands, the cheerleaders, the dance team, the flag team, the whole bit. I mean, it's all a part of the pageantry of high school football that you don't necessarily get at college anymore. I mean,
right.
You got a band there, but, the TV never shows that at halftime. They used to always show it when you and I were younger. But
right.
now, that you go to a high school football game and you need to go to some state playoff game each and every week through these playoffs. That's the fun part to me.
Absolutely. It's all part of the pageantry, and it's a great part of high school football, especially here in the city of New Orleans. All these schools have great bands. I got to see a great one last night called the St. Aug game with Archbishop Shaw. I got to see the Marching 100, and tonight I get to see LB Landry's band as well as the Carver band, two of the best bands in the city.
No question about it, and the Carver Rams have just taken the field. They'll be on the near side, right below us up here in the press box. LB Landry on the far side as we're going to get the coin toss. Our officials tonight are from the Baton Rouge Officials Association. High school football really good in the Baton Rouge area, the greater Baton Rouge area. So I'm sure they've sent a really good quality crew down here to NOLA East.
Well, if people don't realize that, you would say, well, why isn't the crew out of a New Orleans association, something like that? Everything comes from the Baton Rouge with the LHSAA offices now. So they decide all the playoff games around the state, what associations are going to be calling the games. So they'll send neutral associations from neutral areas of the state to call those playoff games. So that way, nobody can say anything, and there's always something that's said.
Well, and you said it earlier, Wade. it's the state playoffs. It's win and you're done. Win or you're done. It's there's no tomorrow if you don't walk off the field with the W. And these coaches know that. These players know that. Speaking of the coaches, we got Byron Addison's the coach at Carver. He's done a fine job. As we said, they're 7-1 in the regular season, and they are the 9 seed. On the other side of the field, coaching the Landry Buccaneers, Keenan Lewis. And they're 4-4, but Keenan was an outstanding prep player at O'Perry Walker. Went on to Oregon State, played in the NFL for the Pittsburgh Steelers and the New Orleans Saints as a cornerback. How valuable is that? I mean, if you're a player for LB Landry, you got a guy that was in the NFL for 8 years approximately, and he's teaching you football. He's been there, done that.
Well, New Orleanians will remember the name Keenan Lewis, obviously from playing with the Saints, but I remember him as being one of the best prep football players in the city. And he had a stellar career when he was at O'Perry Walker. And you're right, those kids have got to look up to him from the standpoint that he's been to the show, right? He's lined up on Sunday, so when he says something, it should be gospel to those guys from the standpoint that he's seen it, been there, done it, and he knows the steps that it's got to take to get to that level.
Got the coin toss going on at midfield. The captain for Landry is number 50, Tyken Menard. He's a senior who's also the offensive center on the football team. Captains for the Carver Rams include Edward Gilbert, Draylon Reed Evans, Gregory Emery, and I can't see the guy on the left's number. It might be Christian Kojo, one of the 2 quarterbacks that Carver will use in tonight's game. Coach, you met down on the field with the coaches prior to the game. Going to see 2 quarterbacks for Carver. Explain that dynamic.
Well, not having seen Carver yet this year, but talking with the coaching staff from Carver, they basically like to use 2 quarterbacks from the standpoint that they both bring something special to their offense. One is a thrower, one is a runner with their zone reads and all of their RPOs, right? The other one is more of a pocket passer and, is going to get the ball out there quicker. So they have basically 2 types of game plans in their pocket for each quarterback.
The Carver Rams will kick off to begin tonight's state playoff game. The LB Landry Buccaneers will receive and move right to left on your internet stream. Again, we appreciate you being a part of CrescentCitySports.com and the live stream of tonight's game. And our first quarter tonight will be brought to you by Crescent City Sports Prep Football is brought to you by Lamarck Automotive Complex in Kenner. Lamarck Quick Lane Services, all makes and models, batteries, tires, oil changes, and more. All done quickly while you enjoy some popcorn. Must be a reason. Lamarck Automotive Complex bringing you tonight's first quarter.
If you're lucky, you'll get Ronnie Lamarck to sing to you while you're out there.
How about that? He's the same North Parish guy.
There you go.
I've got 6-man officiating crew. They've all taken their spots. White Hat will be at the goal, and when he blows the whistle, the state playoffs for Carver and Landry will be underway. Carver band filling up the stands in front of us. Landry band loud as can be across the way.
That's good. That's going to be an issue for the quarterbacks in communication tonight. How loud the bands are going to play, so both teams need to have something that hopefully they planned to be able to communicate to their guys so they don't have false starts and illegal procedure penalties all night long.
Terrence Lambert will be the kicker for the Carver Rams. He'll get this thing underway. Deep back, standing around the 10-yard line for the Buccaneers would be Ronjay Delaney. And Shedrick Johnson will take it at about the 15. He'll go quickly up the center of the field, gets out near the 35 before he is brought down on the play by Torrin Alice. 1st and 10 Buccaneers will call it their 34-yard line.
Setting the offense tonight for the Buccaneers. These are guys you're going to see handling the ball, the specialty guys. Number 1, Gerard Martin, a receiver. Cedric Murray, number 3, Belvin Baker, a running back. You'll see the quarterback tonight will be number 14, Jerome Stewart. And you'll see playing 2 ways, number 13, Cedric Johnson at wide receiver and at DB. Those offensive linemen, they're going to be doing the blocking and the protection for the Buccaneers. Number 50, Takian Menard. Number 56, Devin Wilson. Number 65, Jaden Elliott. Number 73, Corey Fleming. And number 75, Roderick Logan.
We've got an official timeout already. They're resetting the change. 1st and 10 Buccaneers from their own 34-yard line. The quarterback, sophomore Jerome Stewart. He's a big guy with a big arm. 2 receivers left and right. Lone back in the backfield is Gerald Martin. Correction, that's Cedric Murray in the backfield. Stewart's going to fire right, complete, out just short of midfield, but that's good enough for a first down. Christopher Johnson on the reception.
Johnson runs an out route, gets good separation, pushes the DB off, comes back to the ball. First down, Buccaneers. Nice job and nice throw, nice pitch and catch.
13-yard gain on first down. Let's take a look at the Carver defense.
You're going to see these guys playing defense tonight for those Rams. At defensive end, number 4, Edwin Johnson. At safety, number 8, Torin Alexis. Number 13, at cornerback, Jiron Smith. I'll come back with the rest in a minute.
2 receivers left, 2 to the right. Murray in the backfield with Stewart. Murray takes the inside handoff. He's hit in the backfield. Maybe gets back to the line of scrimmage. That'll set up a 2nd and 10.
Getting back, setting up that defense for the Rams. Number 16 at safety, Kenneth Bickham. At linebacker, these guys are all over the place. Number 20, Jamar King. And number 24, Savion Jefferson. Another defensive end you'll see tonight for the Rams will be number 26, Marquise Tabb. Another linebacker, number 27, Alvin Dunn. I'll set the rest of the secondary in one moment.
Belvin Baker now in at running back. Stewart under center, hands to Baker. Tripped up after a very short gain of 2. It'll be 3rd down and 8.
You'll also see in the secondary, number 28, Terrell Jerome, and rotating in there, big Micaiah Williams, a junior defensive lineman, number 55. That's going to be the defense for the Rams tonight.
Keenan Green checks in as a wide receiver player. He brings the play in from Coach Lewis on the sideline. 3rd and 8, the line of scrimmage, the Buccaneer 48. We got an empty backfield. Sophomore quarterback Jerome Stewart in the shotgun. 3rd and 8. Stewart was hit as he threw the ball. He tried to get it to the right side. Marquise Tabb put the pressure on Stewart, forced the incompletion. It's a punting situation for the Buccaneers.
Tabb came off his defensive end position, lined up on the left side of the Carver defense, and just beat the offensive tackle onto the edge, and there was no place for the quarterback, Jerome Stewart, to throw the ball, set his feet, or throw the football.
Eric Horn in punt return formation stands near the Ram 15-yard line. Line of scrimmage, the 48 of the Buccaneers.
Tell me we need to run it back.
Darius Green. Whoop, we got movement and flags prior to the snap. Can't tell if that was offense. They're going to say offsides defense. Not enough to get a first down.
Well, the minute you break that neutral zone, it doesn't matter. It's offsides defense. They're going to blow it dead immediately in Federation rules, and those are the things that you just don't want to be able to do. It's not like he can turn around and point and say he was drawn offsides. There's none of that. So the minute they break that neutral ground, they're going to pick the ball up, move it 5 yards.
Landry's got 12 guys on the field.
Well, then that's a problem too. So they're going to be offsetting.
They need to figure that out.
That should be offsetting then if they've got 12 guys on the field.
Here's the white hat with the signal. We got offsides defense. Dead ball penalty. Got too many people on the field. So you're right, Coach. That's an offsetting penalty. We'll replay 4th and 8 from the Buccaneer 48. Darius Green, it will be the punter. And again, deep back, Eric Horn in return formation stands near the Ram 15-yard line. Now we got another whistle right as the ball was being snapped. The official on the near side. We got a timeout. Carver
calls timeout just before the snap of the ball. I think either they didn't have the right personnel or somebody wasn't lined up right, so they wanted to make sure that they got this special team play correct, so they're going to talk to their guys.
Well, it's a state playoffs. The special team coach wants to be sure you're okay with using a timeout there as opposed to having a big mistake early, which could maybe give Landry momentum.
Well, no doubt. I mean, you want to make sure everybody's on the same page, so you got 3 to give. They took 1, and
tells me they're setting up a return as well. 4th and 8 from the Buccaneer 48. 10:06 to go, first quarter. We just saw the initial possession by Landry, and they are in punt formation now. We'll get our first look at the Carver offense here shortly, provided this punt goes to the norm. Good snap. High spiral, nice punt. Horn will take it. It hit the ground, and it'll be downed at the 18-yard line by Tristan Bain. It'll be 1st and 10 Rams. Their initial possession of the night with 9:56 to go first quarter from their own 24-yard line.
Oh, he finally got the punt off. Nice punt right there. I mean, the ball's up in the air. It's spiraling nice. Great coverage by the Buccaneers down there.
1st and 10 Rams from their own 24. Again, 9:56 to go. First quarter state playoffs 4A here in NOLA East at Victory Field, Joe Brown Park.
Look for the Rams tonight to use 2 quarterbacks. I think you might have mentioned that already. Looks like Kojo's going to be the first one up.
The big center, Earl Ketchens, he's out over the ball. Quarterback Christian Kojo, he is a junior. In the backfield with him is Gregory Emery to slot right. Got a receiver to the left. And we're ready to get our first look at the Ram offense, shotgun formation. Emery's got running room. Cuts outside, going to turn the speed on. He's across midfield and run out of bounds at the far side by Shedrick Johnson. But that's a big play for the Rams on their first snap.
Let me quickly set this offense for you. For the Carver Rams, you'll see touching the ball tonight. Number 1, wide receiver, Francisco Pierre. Number 3, Gregory Emmy, a wide receiver. Number 6, Tyron Johns, a wide receiver. The 2 quarterbacks tonight, 2-quarterback system, Kristen Kojo, number 7, and number 11, Anachi Davis. You'll see number 17 at tight end, Shamir LeMay. I'll set the rest in a minute.
Another run into the center of the line. Emery picked up 31 on that first down play. He gets a lot less here. We'll give him 3 down to the 42-yard line of the Buccaneers.
You'll see number 19, August Banks, also catching the ball from those quarterbacks. The offensive line tonight, number 50, Edward Gilbert. Number 51, Raheem Young. Number 54, Earl Ketchens. Number 56, Tyron 56 Jackson. I love it. Number 57, Devin Matthews. And number 61, Vernell Lewis at guard. I'll set the defense for the Buccaneers in 1 moment.
2nd down and 7 yards to go. Junior quarterback Christian Kojo in shotgun formation. 3 receivers right. He'll pitch it right to Emery. Emery will get hit near the line of scrimmage and go forward for about a gain of a yard. Nice open field tackle by Sean Fleming. It'll set up 3rd and 6 for the Rams.
I'm going to run down the lineup for the Buccaneers real quick on defense. I'm going to go in numerical order for you. Number 2, Anthony Hogan at a DB. Number 6, Javier White at DB. Number 13, a two-way player at safety, Shedrick Johnson. Number 17, Sean Fleming at DB. You'll see at defensive end, Sevion Johnson, as well as at linebacker. You'll see Tristan Bain at linebacker. The rest in a moment.
3rd down and 6. Emery in the backfield, adjusts to the right side of quarterback Kojo. One thing I've noticed, there's no play clock here visible, or I haven't seen it.
Well, you're absolutely correct because it's a Little League playground, and I don't think they hear.
Come on, I got to mix in a couple of play clocks here.
I hear you. That doesn't
I
help us.
I was looking for it because I could tell they were maybe taking a little bit long.
So what's going to happen is if you don't have a play clock on the field, you must have the quarterback look at the farthest defensive back. He will hold his hand up when there is
5 seconds.
5 seconds to 10 seconds. I think it's 10 seconds left out of the 40-second clock.
5-yard penalty against the Rams will set up 3rd and 11 from the Buccaneer 46.
Blitz.
Kojo to throw. He's under pressure. He's going to run, and he'll be hit and dropped after a gain of about 2 or 3. Nice tackle by Jace Reyes for the Buccaneers. Set up 4th down situation. Decision time for Coach Byron Addison.
Let me finish setting that defense for you. Larry Howard at defensive end, number 25. Number 32, Jace Reyes, who you just mentioned at linebacker. Number 34, Deontay Bessie at defensive end. Number 35, Amori Lunkin at defensive end. And a few more guys I'll get to in 1 moment after this 4th down play.
Coach Addison didn't take long. He called a play. 4th and 8. Kojo fires it up the middle of the field. Incomplete, just over the outstretched arms of Tyron Johns down near the 25-yard line. That's going to be a change of possession on downs. Good job by the Buccaneer defense.
Well, they were right there covering that post route. Ball was a little bit high. Great coverage by the secondary. Ball goes over on downs. Good field position for the Landry Buccaneers starting their second series. I'll set their defense the next time they're on the field. We have a few more guys to talk about.
The Buccaneer defense, the 31-yard run by Emery on the initial play, and then after that, they were very tough. Rams couldn't do anything. 1st and 10 Buccaneers from their own 43-yard line. 7:21 to go, first quarter. We are scoreless. Stewart in the shotgun. Murray in the backfield with him. 2 receivers left and right. Murray takes an inside handoff, tried to bounce outside. No go. No room to run over there whatsoever. Excellent job by the defensive end for Carver. Stephon LeMay.
Stephon LeMay was sitting right there off of the zone read. Nowhere to go. You're going to see Carver lining up in their 3-4 defense tonight. Mostly a too-high secondary, but you're going to see their safeties inverting, Tommy, down into the center of the field. I've noticed that on about 5 or 6 plays already tonight. They're trying to steal the middle of the field in the zone coverage from the LB Buccaneers when they run their crossing routes.
They actually lost a yard on that play, which will set up a 2nd and 11, and the Landry Buccaneers have taken their first timeout here early, halfway through the first quarter. Each team has used a timeout. Coaches, that may be a sign of a little nerves and a little jumpiness on the sidelines, and coaches are trying to calm everybody down?
No, something was up.
Okay.
They got the wrong call in, the wrong personnel grouping, the 40-second clock was running down, things just weren't right, or they're discussing lunch tomorrow. I don't know. The nerves are gone now. It's halfway through the first quarter. There's no more nerves. It's now we play, and we do it or die. That's the bottom line. So something was wrong that the coaching staff noticed, so Coach Lewis wastes the timeout, make sure it gets straight.
6:53 to go, first quarter. 2nd and 11, Buccaneers from their own 42. Stewart in the shotgun. Stewart swings it out in the flat, incomplete, off the fingertips of Ronjay Delaney. That'll set up 3rd and 11.
If you notice Carver, their secondary's always moving. They're giving you a too-high look pre-snap, and then post-snap, one of the safeties is inverting down. He's either inverting into the center of the field or he's inverting down to rob the curl away from the LB Buccaneers on whatever route that they feel is coming at them. It's a nice little scheme. It's giving the quarterback from the Buccaneers, Jerome Stewart, a little bit of issue because he's trying to pick up exactly what the coverage is, and the Rams are doing a nice job disguising it and moving it.
3rd and 11 from the Buccaneer 42. Baker in motion right. Stewart on a quarterback draw. He's got nowhere to go. He's going to actually lose a yard or so. Big defensive push out of the middle. Tyron McGee.
Tyron McGee does a nice job. He's going to get a nice push up the center. Like you said, Tommy, he's going to get back into the backfield and just smother everything. LB's trying to, LB Landry's trying to motion the guy out of the backfield to get somebody to move, but nobody moves. Tyron McGee is right there to suck that thing up.
He wrecked that play in a hurry. Punting situation for the Buccaneers. They actually lost another yard. It's 4th and 12. Just about 6 minutes to go first quarter. Darius Green in punt formation. Horn to receive. Stands near his own 15-yard line. Bad snap. It's high. Green's going to have to go back and get it. He's in trouble back at the 5-yard line. He is tackled at the 5-yard line. Excellent pursuit on the play by Tyler Morrison. The Rams get a huge break, and they're in business.
They are in business indeed. Inside the 5-yard line, special team mistake right there. It will kill you every time, not in just a normal football game, but it's a death blow in a playoff game.
It won't show up in the turnover column. It's going to be turnover on downs on possession.
Right.
Smart play by Green not to make a bad play worse, but he was tackled at the 5-yard line. It's going to be 1st and goal. Rams spotted on the left hash. 5:50 to go first quarter.
That is basically what you call, hidden yardage.
Anachi Davis now in at quarterback, and we got a swing and gate formation left Little razzle-dazzle here from the Rams and Coach Addison. They're going to snap it that way. Our option right. Davis will gain a yard down to the 4, maybe the 3-yard line before he's taken down off of his feet. In on that tackle was Shedrick Johnson.
Needed to pitch the football. I thought L.B. Landry had the numbers right. I don't know if they had the pitch right, okay? I don't know if there was somebody sitting out there for the pitch. Ball might have been pitched right there. He would have been able to sprint 4 yards into the end zone. Coach Addison was really kind of abrupt over it.
Swinging gate left formation again. The defense has to respect this. It's the same play, and Davis will go to the end zone, but we got whistles on the snap prior to the snap. We got a flag on the far side. Probably a formation situation would be my guess. So we don't have a conventional formation here, as you can see here on CrescentCitySports.com.
Well, you got to have 7 on the line of scrimmage.
Right.
So it's either a formation issue or a legal procedure.
White hat will tell us that it is illegal procedure. That'll be a 5-yard penalty against the Rams. They'll march the ball back to the 9-yard line. It'll be 2nd and goal from that point. This drive started at the 5.
As much as I love swinging gate, you got a pretty good offense. Why even fool with it?
State playoffs. Davis, he's in trouble. He's going to be thrown down in the backfield. Numerous Buccaneers in there to stand him up. Whistles blow. Several Buccaneers in on that play, kind of led by Jace Reyes. Second time we've called his name tonight. A couple other guys were involved. That's going to put the ball all the way back to the 15-yard line where it'll be 3rd and goal.
Well, they had the ball inside the 5, okay? We see 3 swinging gates. We don't see any type of their basic offense down inside the red zone yet.
3rd and goal from the 15-yard line.
Back in at quarterback is Christian Kojo. Emery's in the backfield with him. 3rd and goal from the 15. Illegal procedure against Carver. I'm not so sure the band didn't cause them to jump. They came out with a burst of music.
Well, that's what the band's job is to do.
That was perfect timing. The band director gets a sticker on the helmet, okay?
There you go.
So the Rams got the ball at the 5. They're going the wrong way. They now got 3rd and goal from the 20-yard line.
Well, you know, sitting up here watching this, I think I can say I've got a pretty good offense with some pretty good skill folks inside the 5. I think I'm going to run right at you, or
I'd run the play that you got 31 yards
31
with on the first
exactly.
play. But that's just me.
Right. See if I could pick up 5, and now they're staring at what did you say?
3rd and goal from the 20. Kojo in the shotgun, 3 receivers left. Murray in motion right. Good snap, pressure coming. He's going to fire it deep in the left corner of the end zone. Incomplete. Just into the end zone, slightly overthrown. Good coverage on the play by Javier White. He had the key coverage.
Javier White, very nicely done. You can see he is in phase with the receiver perfectly right here. Looks back right at the right time. Little handsy at the end, but as long as he's looking back, Tommy, there should be no call. There was no call. Nice job by Javier.
4th and goal from the 20. I don't see the field goal unit on. So they can't get a first down. It's either touchdown or the ball will again go over on change of possession on downs. Trips left. Kojo going to throw it long right. Also trying to get a guy. Touchdown in the back right corner. Tyron Johns has the touchdown, 20 yards.
Well, if we get a chance to take a look at that again right there before the ball comes, I think you're going to see a nice little offensive push-off. Let's see if you can see it. Pretty good there, right there. You saw a nice little push-off, no call. Hey, if you can get away with it, you can get it. It's going to get you 6 points, and it's 6 points for the Carver Rams.
Extra point team on the field. The kicker is Terrence Lambert, right-footed soccer-style kicker. 3:53 to go first quarter. We'll get the try. Snap is back. Kick is up. It is between the posts, and it is good. 7-0. Carver with 3:53 to go first quarter. Wade, they got the ball on the 5-yard line after the bad snap on the punt for the Buccaneers. A little special teams break. It does not go down as a turnover. And then they went backwards. Then they got a 20-yard touchdown pass, Kojo to Johns.
Well, first of all, the pass from Kojo to Johns, the pass was beautiful, right on the money. A little push off at the end, wasn't seen. But going backwards from the 5-yard line isn't the thing you want to do. I'm not swinging gate. Love it. Right. My offense, love it. Going to run my offense inside the 5.
Ronja Delaney will be in return formation for the Buccaneers, along with Gerald Martin. They stand near their own 10-yard line, awaiting the kick from Terrence Lambert. 7-0 Rams. State playoff action here on CrescentCitySports.com. Got a nice crowd that has made their way into Victory Field here. Nice facility. Wobbly kick that'll hit the ground, and Martin will pick it up at the 10-yard line. He'll return it out. They'll get across the 30. Fumble. No, I thought I saw the ball come out, but I did not. I'll stand corrected. Nice return by Martin. He gets it out into decent field position where the Buccaneers can play 1st and 10 from their own 33-yard line.
We're going to start with good field position again. You know, this Carver Ram defense, which I was going to finish setting up for you real quick, the guys that are up front on that defensive line are extremely solid football players, and they've done a nice job all year long for their defense, only giving up 7.2 points on average a game.
Stewart at quarterback, hands off in the backfield to Cedric Murray, who will pick up 2, maybe 3, before he's knocked off of his feet by Micaiah Williams, the junior defensive tackle. Gain of 2, 2nd and 8.
The rest of that Carver defense I need to call out and set up for you if I left anybody off. We talked about number 55, Micaiah Williams, already tonight, and also number 28, Terrell Jerome's name has also been mentioned. Those are 2 guys that you'll see playing in the green and orange for the Rams tonight on defense.
2nd and 8. Stewart hands off to Baker, who'll try to right side. A couple of yards gained. 3, maybe 4. We'll tally that up for you in a minute. Nice tackle on the play by Torin Alexis.
Look, I love what Carver's doing, Tommy. They're getting an extra guy down in the box real fast from their secondary. They're giving one look for one front, one coverage, and then all of a sudden at the post snap, it's becoming something different, and they're getting another hat down in the box to help stop that running game from Landry.
3rd down and 4 yards to go. 2 receivers left and right. Stewart wants to throw. He's going to tuck it and run. Stewart will pick up the 1st down before he is wrestled to the ground near the 45-yard line. But again, it's good enough to convert the 1st down. The tackle was made by Edrin Johnson, the senior defensive end for the Rams.
Everything covered downfield. Stewart takes the ball and just ducks and takes off. Look, I was on the field before the game. You already mentioned he's a fine-looking athlete standing up next to him. About 6'2", about 210 pounds, big, strong. I'm sure he can probably play a couple of positions at the next level.
And I can tell you the left tackle, senior Jaden Elliott, he's the biggest guy in the ballpark. He's the biggest guy in the stadium.
And Stewart's only a sophomore.
1st and 10. Buccaneers from their own 45. Stewart to throw. He's got time. Now he's going to tuck it and run. Gain a couple of yards before he's taken down by Tyron McGee, who again makes a tackle off of his defensive front position. McGee is a senior.
Credit Carver with the coverage there. Everything's covered downfield. Stewart sets his feet, looks, nothing's there. Instead of making an errant throw, he's going to step up in the pocket and try to get some yardage and take off and make something happen.
Minute and a half to go first quarter. 2nd down and 8 Buccaneers from their own 47-yard line. Baker in the backfield with the quarterback. Jerome Stewart, that big quarterback's a sophomore. Stewart wants to throw again. Looking left, fires it. incomplete. He wanted to get it out there to Ronjay Delaney, but he threw it out when Delaney cut in.
Yeah, it was the old "you're going in, I'm throwing out" mistake, and Stewart's throwing it to the spot, expecting the out route right out there, and the out route never came. It was the in route. They broke it off into a curl, and it comes to an incomplete, and it's going to bring up 3rd and long.
1 minute, 7 seconds to go. First quarter, another 3rd down situation here. 3rd and 8 for the Buccaneers. The Ram defense going to dig in. Baker in the backfield with Stewart. They look to the far sideline, the Buccaneer bench, for signals of the play. 3rd and 8. Quick slant, tapped high in the air. It's going to be caught for a first down by Gerald Martin. Ball went off the hands of Keenan Green. Luck for the Buccaneers. Sometimes you want to be lucky instead of good. They got a first down in Ram territory at the 43.
Well, Keenan Green was the guy that jumped the route right there. He inverted himself down right into the middle of the field. He was the robber sitting right there. I've already talked about it a couple of times. We've seen it, and it worked out perfectly. It's just that he didn't catch the football. He tips it up in the air. That should have been a pick.
Clock should be running. We got 1st and 10. Now it's running. 1st and 10 from the Ram 43-yard line. Less than a minute to go first quarter. Stewart throws right complete for a gain of about 5 or 6. Keenan Green on the reception, and he is tackled quickly by Torrin Alexis. Going to set up a 2nd and short.
Nice out route right there. Sets it up. Good protection by that offensive line of the Buccaneers. Those guys did a nice job that time. Gave good protection for Stewart to be able to get the ball out and for a nice modest pickup right there. And it's going to set up a real 2nd and manageable for the Buccaneers. Play callers love this down and distance.
2nd and 4 with 20 seconds to go first quarter. Rams lead 7-0. Stewart hands off to Baker. He's going to get it into the secondary, very close to the first down marker before a whole host of Rams wrap him up. Will depend on the official's spot. I think he's going to be a tad short. I'll put the old eagle eye on it. I think it's going to be 3rd and 1, and that is the end of the first quarter. The scoreboard clock has expired. Our score at the end of 1 is Carver 7, Landry 0, but Landry is on the move as we switch quarters, Coach.
Well, 3rd and 1 right there. Landry runs the inside zone, and they get a nice little hole over there on the right-hand side. He pops it right down to within 1 yard of the yard to get, or yard to make, and they're in business. And, I'm sure what's being discussed down there in that Carver huddle right now is a couple of things that we need to stiffen up here a little bit and try to put some pressure on the Buccaneers to make them kind of forfeit their drive here.
I want to remind you to check out the all-new Crescent City Sportsmakers podcast presented by Southland Plumbing Supply. Get it at CrescentCitySports.com, or better yet, subscribe to the Crescent City Sportsmakers podcast through your favorite podcast provider. The podcast guest this week, Newman head coach Nelson Stewart. He'll talk about the Manning family. He was a teammate of Cooper and Peyton, and he's now coaching Arch, Cooper's son. I'll also talk about Odell Beckham Jr. signing with the Los Angeles Rams, and, of course, the football playoffs. Newman has a bye this week, and we'll meet Episcopal of Baton Rouge in the Division III quarterfinals next week on the campus of Episcopal in Baton Rouge.
Well, Nelson Stewart is one of the best offensive minds in the city. Known him a long time. He does a great job with that Newman team. And I found out last night what a podcast was.
Well, I got my own podcast, Talking Sports with TK.
There we go.
I just passed 36,000 listens, so I've been around a little while.
We're going to talk more about that podcast later, and maybe you'll get me turned on to these podcasts.
I will get you on one of my podcasts. I've been doing them for quite a while. Talking Sports with TK. It's available on all the major platforms, and I have a lot of fun with it.
Well, TK, I can talk sports anytime. I just didn't know what a podcast was.
We got a timeout by Carver. That's their second one tonight, as they want to talk things over. Both teams headed to the sidelines. We remind you that tonight's second quarter, Crescent City Sports Prep Football is brought to you by Academy Sports and Outdoors, who has all the gear you need to enjoy more sports and outdoors at all the prices you'll love. And with curbside pickup available now, it's never been easier to shop the top brands in-store and online at academy.com, bringing you tonight's second quarter state playoff action from Victory Field, Joe Brown Park, NOLA East.
Well, I'll tell you what, the Buccaneers are in business right now. They can pick up this first down. They're, they're in a situation now where they're going to have a lot of things that they can do inside the Carver side of the field.
My eagle eye was correct. It's 3rd and 1. Big play here for the Buccaneers and the Rams. Stewart hands off inside. Tough sledding, but Cedric Murray with 2nd and 3rd efforts going to pick up the first down and convert it for the Buccaneers. Offense will stay on the field.
You're right about that 2nd and 3rd effort. Great effort right there, and you're going to see him bounce off a couple of guys. And here he comes. Bounce 1, bounce 2, missed tackle 3, and he picks up the first down. That's great 2nd and 3rd effort right there. Those are the things you want to see out of your kids on playoff football.
Draylon Reed-Evans was in on that stop, as was Jamar King Jr., senior linebacker for the Rams. But what we have, and now we got more whistles.
We're at the 30-yard line. We have another timeout. Excuse me, no, we don't.
You know what it might be? It might be something.
Sideline warning?
No, it's something to do with one of the players might have a blood issue or maybe some sort of equipment issue. You could see the sideline judge, the line judge, motion for the player to come off the field.
All right, what is 1st and 10 Buccaneers from the Ram 32-yard line. 11 and a half minutes to go in quarter number 2.
1st and 10 Buccaneers.
Jerome Stewart at quarterback. He's got Belvin Baker in the backfield with him. 3 receivers left, 1 to the right. Stewart looks left. He's going to be hit, gets away, throws it to Baker in the right flat. He checked it down, and Baker's going to get a gain of a yard before he's knocked off of his feet by Edrin Johnson. And we got an injured Ram player. That's McGee, who's, correction, that's Edward Gilbert.
You can see Henry Williams applies the pressure right there from his linebacker position. It just misses Stewart in the backfield. That shows the strength of the sophomore quarterback, how he just steps around and gets out of the grip of Henry Williams to get the ball sidearm out to his receiver down here at the bottom of your screen.
So we got a timeout due to the injured player, and we certainly hope he is okay. Edward Gilbert, a big senior on the Ram defensive line, and the training staff checking with him now. Coaches are taking the opportunity to go over a few things with the players. It was a gain of 1 yard on that check down pass to Baker. 2nd and 9, Buccaneers from the Ram 31, and the crowd gives a nice hand to Gilbert as he kind of comes off on his own power. I got a feeling he's going to be back in the game, Coach.
Well, it's
state playoffs.
Right.
You know, tape it up and go.
Right.
Put ice on it tomorrow.
Just rub some dirt on it, right? I mean,
you got plenty of ice back home.
Gilbert's a senior, so I mean, look, you're not taking me out of this game. Some trainer, right? Unless my leg is sticking through my skin. I mean,
2nd and 9. Buccaneers with the ball. It might have been a busted play. Stewart's going to turn it into something and pick up 5 or 6
Picks up 6 yards.
before he is knocked down off of his feet by Stephon LeMay. It's going to set up a 3rd and short for the Buccaneers from the 27-yard line. We'll call it 3rd and 4.
looked like Stewart was trying some sort of quick toss out there. Don't know why at the last reason he didn't toss the ball. And he pulls it down and he runs off tackle and picks up decent yardage, and it's going to set up a manageable 3rd down.
Almost looked like a broken play, but maybe not.
Yeah, it could have been broken play too, or a miscommunication. Something happened.
3rd and 4. Emery's in the backfield with Stewart. 3 receivers left, 1 to the right. Shotgun formation. Stewart going to keep it left, and he's going to be dropped in the backfield for a loss. Keenan Green makes the play, but we got a flag. That could be horse collar.
Number 10 for the Carver Rams.
I think you're absolutely right, Tommy, with the horse collar. That could be. Great play, though, by Keenan Green. Just has his hands in the wrong place. You can see right there, and he might have had him up around the shoulder pad area for the horse collar.
The flag is on the far side of the field, and we're waiting on the signal from the white hat. The Rams are kind of backing up. I think they know this penalty is on them. So what would have been a big play and a loss will result in a 1st down for the Buccaneers. 1st down by penalty. We got face mask.
Face mask
is the signal by the white hat. So that's going to be a march off and an automatic first down. Buccaneers are going to have it 1st and 10 from the Ram 19-yard line. They're in the red zone.
When your hands are all up around trying to make a tackle up around the top of the pads, you're either going to get a horse collar or you're going to get your hands in the face mask. And I know fundamentally that's not being taught every day at practice, reaching out and grabbing.
We'll see if the Buccaneers can take advantage of that first down via the penalty. 1st and 10. Baker in the backfield with Stewart. Showing blitz from the Rams. Here's a keeper by Stewart. He's going to be hit and thrown down quickly by Henry Williams after a gain of about 3.
Henry Williams blitzes off his edge. You're going to see him right here. There he is lining up. Boom, comes right down and makes a nice tackle on Stewart, who pulled the ball off of the zone read and is tackled for only a short gain. So you're looking second here and a long way. So, you're in 4-down territory, but let's don't forget about that field goal kicker that LB Landry has.
Yeah, they got a good kicker. We watched him in pregame, Darius Green. 2nd and 7, Buccaneers. The big sophomore quarterback, Stewart, wants to throw it. He checks it to the right side. Breaking the tackle is Martin. Martin's inside the 10, the 5. He's going to get to the end zone. Touchdown, Gerald Martin with the 16-yard touchdown reception.
Gerald Martin breaks 2 tackles on the way to getting to that 6 points. Getting the ball real quick out there as fast as Stewart can release the ball. Martin gets it. We'll see the missed tackles right here. Boom, up. Little wide receiver screen, bubble out there. 1 missed tackle. 2 missed tackles. Look at this 2nd and 3rd effort. 3 missed tackles, and he's in the end zone for 6. LB Landry is on the board.
Darius Green is their place kicker. We watched him in pregame warm-ups. He's got a very strong leg. Gerald Martin, who just scored the touchdown, will hold for the PAT. High snap gets away from Martin. Green's going to pick it up and run right. And he's going to be cut down in the backfield for a loss. Nice tackle on that play by Torrin Alexis. So the try is no good. Our score is going to stay Carver 7, Landry 6.
Well, you can have the best kicker in the world. We got a couple flags on the ground down there. Let's see what this is going to be about. But, Tommy, you can have the best kicker in the world, but if you can't execute the snap and the hold, doesn't matter if you can kick the football a mile.
Referees are huddled up near the 5-yard line trying to sort out the flag. I see one laying at about the 3-yard line. Players have went to the bench. Here's the white hat signal.
Oh, my.
Face mask against Carver. Does that means we're going to get another extra point attempt?
It does. Oh, they're going to know.
They're going to elect to take it on the kickoff.
Right.
Why wouldn't you try another extra point attempt? Because you couldn't snap it?
That's a good question. Don't know.
Got a good kicker. We know that. Green is a very good kicker. I watched him in pregame.
I'll take the half the distance and I'll line up and we'll go for 2.
8:43 to go second quarter. I'm sure Coach Lewis has his reasons, but that penalty will be assessed on the kickoff. They're actually going to, and then we can probably perhaps anticipate a onside kick.
Well, if I know my guy can put it out the back of the end zone and I'm going to take that 15-yard penalty,
well,
then I'm going to probably sky kick the ball or put the ball on some sort of onside or something.
Friday night, Joe Brown Stadium.
15 yards, so instead of kicking from his 40, Green will kick it from the 45 of the Rams with 8:43 to go second quarter. Rams lead 7-6. We just had the unsuccessful extra point attempt.
Well, he's got a strong enough leg from here. He might put it through the uprights.
Yeah, I think he can.
Right.
I'm telling you, I'm right on this 45-yard line. I've got like a really nice seat, great press box up here to view the game from.
It's a great little venue out here in New Orleans East.
It really is. It's my first time to see it, and I'm very impressed. Here's Green, who will put it through the uprights or just a little bit short from being a very long field goal, but he hit it very well, and it will be a touchback, and the Rams will get the football.
So in essence, it turns out to be a 25-yard kick because the ball's coming out to the 20, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's figure that one out. Okay, I mean,
there's a reason we're announcing, or I'm announcing. You coached for a long time,
right? And there's a reason why I'm retired too.
Right. I did coach high school football briefly at Covington High a few decades ago.
I would have liked a sky kick right there.
I agree with you.
Push it down to coverage and try to make them make a decision. Something like that. That would have been advantageous for my my kicking team.
1st and 10, Rams inside handoff, running hard through the center of the line is Cyrus Harris, a big, strong running back, because he's got a big gain on 1st down. He'll get 8 out to the 28 for the Rams. That's Kojo in at quarterback. Nice 1st down run by Harris.
Going a little up-tempo here.
They're going to give it to him again. Big guy's going to be thrown down after a short game by Devin Himes Jr. It's going to set up 3rd and 1 for the Rams from their own 29. Just over 8 minutes to go, second quarter.
See that at all levels today. You're even seeing it on Sunday, Tommy. You have one successful play for a certain amount of yardage. Back down the line of scrimmage, run the same play again. Try to keep the same personnel on the field defensively.
Kojo in the shotgun on 3rd and 1. He's changing the play. Harris is in the backfield with him, and Kojo's going to throw it away. That was odd.
That was to the tuba, I think. Up on the midway up the stands, maybe.
Got a
flag down.
I see a flag in the backfield. So was he
grounding?
They calling him for grounding.
That's going to be a loss of down.
It's going to be a 10-yard penalty and a loss of down. That was a very odd-looking play, to say the very least.
I think there was some sort of huge miscommunication between he and his wide receiver. Not exactly knowing where to go with the ball. So, and I'm not lying, he almost threw that thing up into the stands and hit the tuba guy.
It's going to set up a 4th and 12. The line of scrimmage now the 18-yard line of Carver. Gerald Martin will get in return formation, waiting for a punt from the Rams. Anachi Davis, one of the 2 quarterbacks, will punt. Martin standing at midfield. Buccaneers should get excellent field position out of this. Low snap, pressure's there. He got it off, and we got flags near the punter. Punt backs up. It's going to be a very short punt. It'll be down near the 30, but there is a flag. I know contact was made to the kicker.
Well, yes, there was contact, and the kicker was walking off.
Now we got Hollywood kicking in.
Exactly, and then he collapses right at about the 11-yard line. So is it running into the kicker, or is it a personal foul, 15-yard, and a 1st down? L.B. Landry came after the block, didn't get the ball, and ran into the kicker, Anachi Davis, and he is hurt, and he's being tended to right now by the trainers. So I haven't seen a preliminary call yet from the official on whether it's
5-yard penalty. So they got to punt again.
Punting again, 5-yard, running into the kicker.
It was 4th and 12, so the penalty obviously will not net them a 1st down.
Well, when I tell you he's going to get an Emmy, he did a great job. Looked like a high-powered
I think Carver's confused here. They think it's a 1st down. They got the offense on the field.
Well, yeah, they're.
So we're going to have another timeout. We don't have a play clock. But they put the offense out there thinking it was 1st down.
Right. They were thinking
they're going to have to hustle. Like right now, they got like 20 guys on the field.
They were thinking it was a personal foul, Tommy, so without looking.
And the play clock is getting down. The back judge has his, and they got like 13 players on the field for Carver. Here's a low driving punt that'll hit the ground. Everybody will get away from it, and it'll be down at the 49-yard line of Landry. So the Buccaneers going to get good field position. Their defense does the job, gets the ball back to the offense who scored on their last possession.
They scored on the last possession, and they scored with some really nice athletic talent on a couple of plays. Going back through that whole punt assessment right there, you get the running into, you got to know, you got to have a coach on the sideline telling you exactly what the penalty is, because you can easily, as a head coach, I've been there before, you can assume one thing, and we all know what assume means, and you end up getting caught with a transfer of your units on the field.
They actually put the ball down right on the midfield stripe, 1st and 10 Buccaneers from midfield. Stewart Going to throw right to Gerald Martin, incomplete in the right flat. Will set up 2nd and 10.
That ball came out of Stewart's hands really weird. That looked like a back foot breaking ball, kind of three-quarter sidearm with a little push spin on it, right? So, yeah. And the ball kind of went away from the intended receiver and went to the ground. From our vantage point up here, it was definitely a forward pass.
Yes.
You can see it from your film right here on your video on the run back. The number 3 receiver's backing back to catch the screen, the bubble screen right there, but the ball just kind of faded away from him with that kind of weird spin.
2nd and 10, Buccaneers from midfield. Stewart fires left, caught, first down and more. Up the left sideline, that's a nice catch and run by Christopher Johnson before he's knocked down after the first down. In on that stop was Terrell Jerome Jr., but it's 1st and 10. Buccaneers on a 18-yard gain down at the 32-yard line.
What was impressive, Tommy, is L.B. Landry did a nice job picking up the blitzing linebackers from the Rams. The Rams brought the house right. L.B. Landry picks it up, and the ball gets out of there for a nice gain.
Under 7 minutes to go. Murray in the backfield. Stewart fires right to Baker, who'll be hit and dropped in the backfield. What a nice tackle by Torin Alexis. We've called his name a bunch tonight. Alexis is a junior and having a fine night. Now we got a bunch of flags flying late. A little extracurricular activity well away from the ball.
Well, they went to the well with that number 3 bubble screen. I call it the number 3 receiver. He's the 3rd receiver in from the boundary. If you're looking at the formation, that's about the 4th time they've done that tonight. That's what they scored their touchdown on. And that time they went to the well just too many times. And nice job by Carver sniffing that out, getting up and making a nice tackle. Something was said or somebody pushed somebody, and they don't want this thing to get out of hand, so they make sure they put the flags on the ground real fast.
Penalty's going to work against the Buccaneers. Personal foul, maybe some jaw jacking. Actually, they're going to call it on both teams. That's in a way good because nobody's going to suffer here, and they can tell the kids to clean it up. No more of that, or there'll be more flags. So the line of scrimmage will now be the 36-yard line, and it'll be 2nd down and 14 for the Buccaneers. 6.5 minutes to go here in quarter number 2. Banks in the backfield now with Stewart. Wants to run. He's going to be hit and dropped for a sack. He loses a couple of yards on 2nd down. Nowhere to go. That's again Tyron McGee.
Everybody's wondering why Stewart doesn't throw the football right there. He has no place to go with it. Great coverage downfield by the Carver secondary. They're just sitting back playing a nice 3-deep zone after they invert a safety up to the line of scrimmage. You know, hey, that offensive line from L.B. Landry picked up all the blitzes and all the stunts. They did a nice job, just no place to go. Stewart had to not throw the ball and make an errant throw, so he ends up eating it.
3rd and 16. Stewart drops to throw. Going to fire it up long up the left sideline. It's going to be picked off in the end zone. What a coverage by Draylin Reed Evans. That's going to be a touchback as he picked that ball off as he went into the end zone. A big arm by Stewart, but it's an INT.
Watch Evans get across the top. Good free safeties can run, and this guy can run. Watch him get across the top of this vertical route. I'll let the film talk to you right here. Here he comes. Look at this. Wow. Across the top. Great coverage from the center field position. As a free safety, he gets across the top and gets a first big turnover tonight for the Carver Rams.
That is the first turnover of the game. We've had a lot of change of possession on downs, but that's the first turnover. Is an interception. And it was Draylin Reed Evans who did a great job and showed excellent speed. He went and got the football, as they say.
Went and got the football. Looked like a center fielder running something down right there. Great effort, great job.
1st and 10 Rams from their own 20. It was a touchback as the interception carried him through the end zone. Here's an inside handoff to Murray, who bounces right, got running room. He's got a 1st down and more before he's knocked down off of his feet by Devin Himes Jr., but it's a 1st down for the Rams.
Murray takes a handoff, nothing inside. He bounces it out off the edge right there, and there's nobody out there setting the edge for the defense. Murray gets a nice gain, nice pickup, first down for the Carver Rams.
12-yard gain by Gregory Emery, the senior for the Rams. 1st and 10. Rams from their own 32-yard lines. We approach 5 minutes to go, second quarter. Kojo wants to throw. Going to dump it in the flat to Murray. Murray's got a little open space, and he'll twist and turn and pick up about 8 or 9. Boy, he's tackled down there again by Himes. Going to set up a second and very short.
Murray's also got a little shake and bake with him. He gets out there. He was the check down. They were running 4 verticals, nobody open. LB Landry's got the verticals covered, and they get him to the ball out here in the flat, and he gets out there and does a little shake and bake, and it's a nice pickup.
The spot's at the 42. That's good enough for another first down. Emery's a senior, and he's a very good athlete, very good football player. 1st and 10 Rams from their own 42. Kojo will keep it and be tackled after a very short gain. Larry Howard made the tackle, set up 2nd and long. Gain of 1. We'll call it 2nd and 9 for the Rams. 4.5 minutes to go, second quarter.
Big Larry Howard just destroys the offensive line that time. No place to go for the running back. Big senior defensive lineman makes a nice tackle that time for the Buccaneers.
Clock is running, as you can see. Kojo will send 3 receivers right. Murray is in the backfield with him on 2nd and 9. Murray will motion left. Get in the slot. He'll catch the pass from Kojo. Gain of about 5 or 6. Nice open field tackle on the play by Chris Williams for the Buccaneers.
Well, one way you take a team out of a blitz is you go empty. It's going to take a linebacker out of the blitzing defense, right? So, you know, how do you kind of control a blitz? You can control it with formations, and they did it by going empty, taking a linebacker out of the blitz, and they had the numbers back in their favor as an offense.
3rd and 6. Kojo fires left side complete. Going to be very close to another first down, perhaps a little bit short. Tyron Johns, who caught the touchdown pass. Oh, correction, that's Eric Horn who caught that pass. I stand corrected. They're actually going to give him a first down.
Well, Eric Horn, the first thing I can tell you is when you get the ball, split the defenders. Don't stand there and think you're going to juke out 2 guys when it's 2-on-1. You split the defenders.
1st and 10 from the 48 of the Buccaneers, but we got an offensive lineman got going too early. I think we got a legal procedure that'll cost the Rams 5 yards.
I think the band did their job again.
They got impeccable timing.
You think they practiced that?
Oh, I need to answer that? I'm going to say no. If they did, I'm tipping my hat to them.
Well, I always had and knew who we were playing from the standpoint of a band is concerned, and I'll tell you more about that here in a moment, all right?
Clock's rolling as we approach 3 minutes to go, second quarter. Inside handoff to Harris. Big guy falls forward. Short gain of 3. It'll set up a 2nd and 11.
Before I tell you my band story, let me talk about the counter that they just ran. It's a guard tackle counter. Nice kick out by the guard. Tackle wraps around up on the linebacker for a modest gain right there. Little nice guard tackle. Some people call it gap.
2nd down and 11. Kojo wants to throw. He's going to tuck it and be sacked. He's going to lose a couple. Nice play by Tristan Bain. Got a little help from his teammate, Jace Reyes. Loses about 3 yards. Will set up 3rd and 14. They're back in Ram territory. Just over 2 minutes to go, second quarter, as you can see. The Rams are leading 7-6. A missed extra point, the difference as of now. 3rd and 14, Rams. Kojo under pressure. Going to be hit and sacked in the backfield. Great pressure by Devin Himes from the edge. And it's going to be a punt situation for the Rams.
Nobody picks up the blitz. Bring 2 guys off the edge. They picked up 1. They didn't get the second. You can see it coming right there. He comes untouched. No place to go. Both teams are selling out and blitzing each other, right, and playing zone coverage behind it. You gotta have an answer for that. So what is your answer? A, number one, formation. Take somebody out of the blitz by formationing somebody out of the blitz. 2, screen them. All right. 3, change your protection at the line of scrimmage to where they are showing the blitz. Okay? Or on the sideline, change your protection to some sort of max protection.
Landry calls timeout there. It's 4th and 20. Are they going to try to punt block, which they got very close when they ran into the punter earlier, or do they set up a return? 4th and 20.
I set up a return, let my guy catch the ball, and I use my one timeout in minute 55 and put together a nice long drive. I've also got a real good field goal kicker.
Davis has healed up from his injury. He'll punt. Line of scrimmage to 42.
He accepted the academy.
Martin stands at his 25 to return for the Buccaneers. Better snap. Kick is away. Wobbly kick right side. It'll hit the ground, take a Ram bounce, and it'll be put down at about the 29-yard line. And
little extracurricular
you're supposed to play through the whistle, right, Coach?
Right, exactly.
Play through the whistle, not to the whistle. Am I right?
You play through the echo of the whistle.
There you go.
The echo.
Right. We got a minute and 42 seconds to go. Each team has only one timeout remaining. That could be important if they move the ball here, if the Buccaneers do. They trail 7-6.
Well, you got to get the ball in the hands of your playmakers, number one.
Well, they've been leaving Stewart. He's been running it or throwing it. And again, their place kicker, Green's got a very good leg. If they can get down, give him a shot from inside of 50, he's got a legitimate chance to make it.
Yeah, and you got to protect and you got to pick up the blitz because the guys in green are going to bring the numbers.
Stewart's in at quarterback. He's got Murray in the backfield with him. 1st and 10 from their own 29-yard line. Stewart to throw. He's going to step up. He's going to be hit by McGee and sacked. That's a big loss of 9 yards on the play. And once again, we called his name a bunch. Tyron McGee, the big senior for the Ram defense.
Receivers from the LB Buccaneers, I'm not too impressed with the routes right there. They had some soft coverage. They had everything bailing out of there. Things weren't broken off to give Stewart a clean jersey to throw to. Stewart kind of gets out of there, and he gets sacked again for another sack by the Rams. He just needs to get rid of that ball a little bit quicker when he has somebody open.
Big loss on that sack by McGee. 2nd and 17. 1 minute to go. 1 minute. Here's Murray on a handoff. He's going to be hit and dropped. Quick defensive stop by Jamar King Jr. He's a senior linebacker. Short game, maybe 2 on the play. And we got a timeout, Carver. That's their final timeout in the first half here. 49 seconds to go. They got a 3rd and very long.
Smart timeout by Carver. I like the timeout used right there. Stop the clock. Get them a nice hold on 3rd down right here and force the punt. And maybe you're going to get a couple of shots at the end zone to finish out the half.
Again, 49 seconds to go. Got a nice crowd that has made their way into Victory Field here at Joe Brown Park. We got both schools have their bands, their dance team, the cheerleaders. It's state playoff high school football in New Orleans, and it doesn't get much better than this. It was 68 degrees at kickoff. Might be a degree or 2 cooler by now. Wade Kaiser and Tommy Chrysan with you. We got a nice seat in the press box here. We appreciate our staff here of CrescentCitySports.com getting you this stream of state championship football. 3rd and very long. 17 we'll call it. Stewart wants to throw. He goes left side into the flat to Murray, who's going to get some yardage back. He's well short of a first. He's pushed out of bounds, which will stop the clock. Murray didn't need to do that. It's going to be 4th down. And the Buccaneers are going to have to punt with 40 seconds to go because he went out of bounds.
Goes out of bounds.
If he doesn't go out of bounds, they might not have to snap it.
Exactly. Also, that's was a good timeout by Carver, as I said a couple of minute or so ago.
Coach Addison, really a good strategy there.
There you go. And now you're going to get a couple shots at the end zone.
Darius Green in punt formation. Traylon Reed-Evans in return formation for the Rams. Line of scrimmage to 31. High snap. Green pulls it down and gets off a wobbly punt that'll hit the ground, take a big Buccaneer bounce, and it'll be picked up by Murray.
Still on his feet.
Emery's going to take it into Buccaneer territory with only 23 seconds to go. That was Gregory Emery on the return.
Well, he does a nice job scooping the ball up, making sure that it doesn't continue to roll and put him into bad field position. So watch him pick the ball up right here, and he scoots down the boundary. He just so happens scoots to the side that Carver set up their return to. Gets behind the wall, they get a couple nice blocks, and they're in business.
We got a penalty flag. No, okay, we're going to put the ball at the 45 of the Buccaneers. Carver, according to my notes here, is out of timeouts. So that could be a factor here. 23 seconds to go, second quarter.
45-yard line. Call the Rams offense on the field.
Well, they're going to have to work the boundary, of course. We're not sure about the depth of a kicker for
Not
Carver.
as good as the Landry kicker, but he's got a good leg. Empty backfield. Kojo in the shotgun. 4 receivers right. Wow.
They got 4 receivers right, only 3 defenders.
Kojo going to step up, be hit, and he's going to be sacked. Several Buccaneers put the leather to him, including Larry Howard, Devin Himes again. Bunch of those guys.
Right.
Jace Reyes, and I believe that's going to take us to the halftime with that big sack. And that will do it for quarter number 1.
Well, I guess you don't have to match up with the 4 receivers out there if you're going to bring the house inside and nobody's going to block and you're going to sack.
We have reached halftime. Our score is Carver 7, Landry 6. Carver got 7 points in the first quarter. A 20-yard touchdown pass from Kojo to Johns. Extra point was good. They led 7-0. Into the second quarter, Landry answers with a 16-yard touchdown pass from Jerome Stewart to Gerald Martin. The extra point, the snap didn't go off as planned. The snap and the hold, the extra point attempt was no good. So we reach halftime 7-6. Carver here in this 4A first round state playoff game has got the lead going into the locker room. An interesting first half, probably a few more penalties than both coaches would like. Had really good defense, was kind of the tone of the first half. Obviously, we only got a 7-6 score. Numerous change of possessions, turn it over on downs. Both defenses played pretty well.
Both defensive have kept both teams, obviously, in this low-scoring game and kind of putting the stymie on 2 high-powered offenses with really good athletes out there.
They really did. As we're going to talk to you for a little bit, then we're going to take a short break, come back for the third quarter. I see the Carver dance team and flag team and cheerleaders are on the field. Their band looks like they're going to play some music from the stands, and they'll dance and do the flag thing to the music. For the home team here, the higher seed, the Carver Rams, who are the 9 seed, the Landry Buccaneers with a 24 seed. As I'm pulling up the best scoreboard you're ever going to find, CrescentCitySports.com, high school football scoreboard. I'm looking for the Salmon Plaquemine score. And I got it. Second quarter, Salmon 14, Plaquemine 8. That game's over in Slidell at Salmon High School. Obviously another 4A matchup. So we'll keep you posted on that, because the winner of this game gets the winner of that game. And if Landry wins, they'll be at home. If Carver wins, they'll be on the road next week, and we can talk about that when we do the brief post-game show. Coach Wade Kaiser, your thoughts overall on the first half? 2
good defenses. I'm impressed with the way these guys are getting after it on defense. I'm very impressed with some of the schemes that I'm seeing. I see some coverages being hidden and moved into it post-snap, which is causing problems for quarterbacks. You're seeing some great defensive line play. These guys are getting after it, and the key of the night defensively is both teams are blitzing each other, so there's going to have to be some adjustments from both offensive staffs in the locker room here at halftime.
We've had a couple of big plays, big play being more than 10, 15 yards, but mostly it's been the defense that's kind of been the theme in both directions here in tonight's state playoff game. First round for a playoffs. You know, as coaches, we mentioned, you got playoffs. You had handful of games around the state last night. You got games all over the state, north, south, central, the whole bit. Tonight, everybody will be scoreboard watching at CrescentCitySports.com. We're streaming there, and that's the best scoreboard you can keep up with your favorite team, or just check out, see who's doing well. Coach, I can't tell you how many times on a Friday evening. As you know, I got a lot of friends that coach football, and I've announced a lot of high school games in the last 35 years, and I'm always checking the scores, all classifications, select, non-select, it doesn't matter. I wear it out.
Well, you wear it out, and those days I was coaching, and I would come in and we'd get it on the radio, and then we'd get Ed Daniels' show for 30 years now. This year, if I'm not mistaken, we were talking about that.
You're making me sound old, Coach, because as I told you, the very first year Ed did that show, I was part of the crew.
I was going to say, we were talking about that before the game. 30 years ago, you were doing it, and hey, we turned that television on so we could get all the scores around the state and see what was going on. So it was a go-to. And Kenny Trahan and his crew, and Ed Daniels and his crew are the best around.
All right, we're gonna take a little break here. Our score is Carver 7, Landry 6. Both teams in the locker room. Coaches are talking and making adjustments and getting a plan for the second half. With Wade Kaiser, I'm Tommy Crescent. We're going to take a short break. We'll come back just before they get the third quarter going. Right here, state playoff action on CrescentCitySports.com. Welcome back to Victory Field at Joe Brown Park in NOLA East. Wade Kaiser and Tommy Crescent with you. Third quarter coming up in just a little bit. Carver will get the football. They lead 7-6. As we take a look at scores from around the state, get the most complete and up-to-the-date Louisiana Preps football scoreboard anywhere. It's at CrescentCitySports.com, presented by the All-State Sugar Bowl.
Tell you what, let's look at some 5A scores first. Tight one over in Hahnville. Benton 21, Hahnville 20 at halftime. East Ascension 42, Southside 26. That's a final from last night. Last night, Holy Cross got beat by John Curtis 54-14. Last night, St. Aug 52, Shaw 14. At halftime tonight, Zachary up on Slidell 22-0. Third quarter score. Now listen to this, folks. North Shore 13, West Monroe 10 in the third quarter. Halftime, Houghton down to Chalmette 14-0. Chalmette having a great year. Halftime, Covington getting beat by Ruston 10-3. Second quarter, Natchitoches Central is down by a point to Woodlawn 15-14. Second quarter, West Jeff getting drummed by Destrehan 38-0. Second quarter, Ponchatoula up on Lafayette 14-0. Let's look at this big one up at Baton Rouge. Denham Springs up on Central of Baton Rouge 21-7. Acadiana up on Dutchtown 22-7 at halftime. Let's take a look at some 4A scores real quick.
I got a big one in 4A because it's between Plaquemine and Salmon.
There you go.
That matchup is paired with this matchup in round 2. Plaquemine leads at the half 16-14 over in Slidell at Salmon High School. I'm sure there's a big crowd over there. The Plaquemine Green Devils on top of the Salmon Spartans 16-14. Again, the winner tonight gets the winner of that game. We'll give you more details on that a little bit as we're getting ready for the third quarter kickoff. As I mentioned, Carver leads 7-6. They will receive, move right to left on your internet stream at CrescentCitySports.com. Wade Kaiser, Tommy Crescent with you. A beautiful night for high school football. 67 degrees. It went down a little bit from kickoff. And I want to compliment both bands who put on an incredible show at halftime. The cheerleaders, the dance team, the flag team from both schools, LB Landry and Carver, and entertained this crowd, which has turned out to be a very large crowd. And now we're ready for third quarter football. And Darius Green will kick off for the Buccaneers. And now we got another whistle.
I don't think the clock is set. They're going to let it come all the way down. They got to reset it.
Good job by that ref.
Great officiating crew tonight, by the way. They're doing their job. They're throwing that flag when they have to. They're letting the kids play when they need to, and that's a good job by a good officiating crew. Also keeping things under control when they have to, calling offsetting penalties when needed. And
as we pointed out, the referees are from the Baton Rouge Officials Association. They made the trip down. I guess I could have caught a ride with one of them, but I didn't. All right, we're ready to go. Deep back for Carver in return formation. Gregory Emery, he's on the near side. Far side is August Banks Jr. That's a couple of seniors back there to return. Clock is set for 12-minute quarters. We're about to play the third one. Green will kick it off to the tunes of the Landry Band. A driving kick will go to Banks, and it'll roll into the end zone, and that's a touchback. In high school football, you can't bring the ball out of the end zone.
Once it breaks that plane, the ball is dead, it comes out. A couple quick things looking at a few stats from the first half. Glaring right at me are the rushing yards from LB Landry, -17. Can't get the running game going. 66 yards passing and 1 turnover on the evening already. Carver, 39 yards rushing, 66 yards passing for 105. Pretty even from that standpoint, except for that minus yardage rushing by LB Landry.
And that number's skewed by the big loss on the bad snap of the punt.
Exactly. That goes against your running total.
1st and 10, Rams from their own 20-yard line after the touchback. Kojo is your quarterback. He's a junior, and he's got senior running back Gregory Emery in the backfield with him. 1st and 10, Rams. Emery will take the handoff. He's got nowhere to go. He doesn't even get back to the line of scrimmage as several Buccaneers led by Larry Howard were there to make the stop.
Well, Larry Howard was there, and he's been around all night. He did a nice job. So, he just destroyed the run game right there. It's going to be interesting to see What adjustments both offensives have made according to picking up the blitzing game of each team's defense?
That looked like the first play they ran on their initial possession and picked up 31 yards. On that play, they picked up 0, 2nd and 10. Same play. Emery's going to be dropped after a gain of maybe 1. Penalty flag flies, as that was Larry Howard again on the tackle. He did get a little help from Anthony Hogan Jr.
Well, if any indication for that penalty flag came, it's probably a holding right out here on the edge of the offensive formation from Carver.
Or did they get the face mask on the tackle?
Or the face mask.
Or the horse collar. Let's go. We got the flag from the near side, the white hat. No, this is going to work against the Landry Buccaneers. Looks like the refs march personal foul, face mask against the Buccaneers.
There you go.
That's going to be a 15-yard penalty. They only gained about a yard, maybe a half a yard, but they will march it off from right to left, 15 big ones. First down by penalty for the Rams, and they'll play 1st and 10 from their own 36-yard line, just underway, third quarter. Rams hanging on to a 7-6 lead. Kojo in the backfield, shotgun formation. Murray's back there with him. Kojo under pressure, scrambles right, fires it up the field. It'll be caught on the far sideline out over the 40. That's going to be a pickup of about 5 or 6. Quick tackle on the play by Shedrick Johnson.
Well, on the
Javier White also in on that stop. Picked up 6. It'll be 2nd and 4.
Right. Well, right there on the replay, you can see the blitz again coming off the edge. Nobody picked it up. Kojo does a nice athletic job evading it, getting out to his right, and a nice job by the receiver coming back to the ball.
2nd and 4. Rams from their own 42. Murray inside handoff. He's put down in the backfield. He lost a couple. Tristan Bain with the quick tackle. Also in on that stop, Sean Fleming. Lost a couple. It'll set up 3rd and 7.
Tristan Bain just shot right through there. He got a clear call from his linebacker position. And
he might be keying on Murray.
Right, just came right back in there and made the play, and that was his key. I agree with you right there, and nobody touched him.
3rd down and we'll call it 6, 7. Flags fly again.
Well, that's what happens when you go on 1 all night and then you go on 2. You watch the ball. It's called a ball key. Don't listen to the sounds. Make sure that you key the ball on defense.
5-yard march off against the Buccaneers out to the Ram 44. We'll call it 3rd down and 2. 3rd and 2. Big 3rd down play here for the Ram offense and the Buccaneer defense.
We've got the numbers down here at the bottom with 4 receivers.
Kojo gets it to Murray. He dropped it. It was a forward pass, not by a lot, but it was. That's going to be 4th down, and I believe Coach Byron Addison going to have to send the punt team onto the field. Great job by the Buccaneer defense. Again, the Buccaneers come in here as a 24 seed, and their defense has really stepped it up.
They've stepped it up right there, though. You got to look at the numbers out here. They had 4 receivers out there, but they only had 3 defensive people, and they blitzed 1, so you had 3 people to block 2. Ball got dropped. I think he would still be running had he not dropped the ball.
Onachi Davis in punt formation, return formation, a very quick and speedy guy, Gerald Martin. He's got a touchdown reception tonight. He can go if he gets in space. High punt, which they'll let it hit the ground, and it'll be touched by a Carver player near the 24 or 5. So the Buccaneers are going to get it with 9:25 to go, 3rd quarter. We're sitting on our halftime score. Carver 7, Landry 6. We'll get our first look at the Buccaneer offense in the second half. We'll see what type of adjustments Coach Keenan Lewis and his staff have made. I got to believe, though, they're going to keep the ball in the hands of sophomore quarterback Jerome Stewart. That looked like the game plan in the first half.
Well, they're going to keep it in Stewart's hands, but they've got to do something to pick up the blitz from Carver. So I think I went through it already. There's a bunch of things that you can do. You know, somewhere in that locker room they had to talk about how they were going to plan to protect Stewart, who has a live arm and can get the ball down the field.
Put the ball on the 25-yard line, 1st and 10. Stewart in the shotgun. He's got Cedric Murray, the senior running back, flanking him on the right. Stewart, quick pass over the middle, incomplete. Tried to hit Keenan Green with a quick slant, incomplete.
In and out of the hands, hit him, I think a little bit too much mustard on that hot dog, all right? Just zip right through his hands, and he just couldn't handle it. First time tonight, I hadn't seen Carver bring a blitz, so what do? They throw the slant real quick, and, you know, he'd have been off and running if he'd have caught that football.
2nd and 10, Buccaneers from their own 25. Great crowd on hand to watch this state playoff game. 2nd and 10, Stewart going to keep left. And he's going to be hit and drop in the backfield, very close to the line of scrimmage.
Maybe 1 yard obtained on that play.
You know, Stewart's athletic, but that's really not his game, just running off of the zone read. It's good for a few yards, but he isn't going to break that a long way. He's going to get chased down. He's got to make sure he reads that well and he gets the right read. I don't know if that was the right read that time. That might have been a give read to his running back off of what the action of the last man on the line of scrimmage, the defensive end, did.
That'll set up a 3rd and 10. It's 3rd down, 10 yards to go. 2 plays, they've netted 0. Murray in the backfield. Murray in the backfield with Stewart. Stewart going to be hit and sacked.
Sacked in the backfield.
Calvin Lewis in there quickly to sack Stewart for a big loss and set up a punting situation for the Buccaneers. That was a great job by the Carver defense. As we said, Wade, it's been a defensive kind of night, and it's holding true here early in the 3rd.
Well, he comes off the edge. No one touches him. Okay, there's no route to control it. Nobody moved a protection to it. Came from the quarterback's blind side. Nobody picked them up, and down goes Stewart, and for a big loss, and now it's going to be a shift in field position for Carver.
Line of scrimmage, the 18-yard line. Darius Green will punt. Gregory Emery in return formation. A high punt that'll hit near midfield and take a Buccaneer bounce. Be caught by the Carver up back, Terrell Jerome Jr.
All right, all you young guys out there watching that, get away from the football. There's a word that they call Peter. I don't know where that came from in the game of football. All right, I'm sure somewhere back in the day they invented that name. But Peter means get away from the football. That should have been being called by the returner. And the person in green that the ball bounced out of his hands and recovered by Landry needed to get away from that football.
I'm going to make a guess. Maybe there's some guy, Peter, that screwed that up one game. Yeah. And they said, don't be like Peter and touch the ball.
Right. Somewhere,
that's just a wild guess.
Yeah, maybe Newt Rockney came up with that, or Fritz Chrysler or somebody came up with that back in the day.
Davis in at quarterback, tries to throw left side to Eric Horn, incomplete on a 1st and 10. Will set up 2nd and 10 Rams from their own 40-yard line.
That was thrown into the ground again. Another breaking ball, it looked like, by Anachi Davis. The ball came out of his hands kind of funky right there, and it never got to near the receiver. The receiver turns his head around, and the ball's in the ground at his feet.
Emery's in the backfield with Davis. Emery will take the handoff, running room, bounces it outside, 1st down and more into Buccaneer territory. A big gain before Tristan Bain can make the tackle. 1st down, Rams.
What's a blitz killer? Couple of things. Popping a run right past the blitz, which happened right there, or some sort of quick pass and popping it past the blitz because there's nobody there to cover it, because they're in zone coverage, not man. That time they chose the run. Great pickup, great run on the inside zone right there, and it's 1st down, and Carver is back in business.
At the 42-yard line, 1st and 10, 20-yard gain by Emery on that quick hitter. He showed a burst of speed. Davis in the shotgun, 1st and 10. Rams from the Buccaneer 42. Emery shifts to the left side. Now he'll go back in motion right. Low snap. Davis picks it up, and he's going to be wrestled down by Bain. Bain's made a bunch of tackles here in this 2nd half. He'll set up a 2nd down and 8. He did get 2 before Bain got Davis on the ground.
All that moving around was pre-planned by the offense to see what type of coverage and what they were getting in the secondary from the Buccaneers. That showed that they were in a man coverage. man free, one guy free in the middle of the field. That's an adjustment that I see now that has been made at halftime by the Buccaneers. They're playing a little bit more man coverage underneath with a free safety across the top.
Quarterback wasn't ready for the snap, and Emery's going to go jump on it way back after a big loss. But I see a penalty flag near the line of scrimmage. It was 2nd and 8, and the ball was snapped, and Emery was not, quarterback Davis was not waiting for it. Emery made a smart play, went and covered it up. He didn't try to make a bad play worse. That happens a lot, but he did a very smart thing. He's a senior, and he made a senior move there.
Right. Well, that's one of those things you can't do. You got to be ready for the snap, but they're bringing the ball back, and they're going to move it back for a 5-yard illegal procedure penalty.
That's a break for the Rams because they lost about 20. Correct. By the time Emery covered up that unexpected snap, that'd be a better word for it.
Right. Well, when you're living right, those things happen, right? So right now, Carver Rams are living right, and they get the 5-yard loss rather than the 20-yard loss from the mistaken snap.
They're going to put the ball down at the Buccaneer 45-yard line. We got an official timeout. Why is that?
Figuring out where they're going to eat on the way back to Baton Rouge tonight. You got me,
I don't
buddy.
understand.
I don't get it.
You don't have the hydration timeout that they do normally in the early part of the season. That doesn't apply now. Which it's 5:56 to go third quarter. In the month of September, that would have been what we had. But
well, I can see right now.
I think the referee is getting some attention from the trainer.
Oh, there you go. Well, there you go. And the other guys are discussing whether they want Italian or Chinese or.
Well, it could be another discussion too for those not driving.
Right.
What type of cold beverage?
What kind of cold beverage?
But if they prepare, that's already taken care of.
Correct.
I reffed high school basketball for a long time. I know how that goes.
There, you know how it works. Absolutely.
2nd and 13. 2nd down 13 for the Rams. A little bit of a break that they had the procedure penalty. It saved them about 15 yards. They're still in Buccaneer territory, and this defensive struggle continues. We're just under 6 minutes to go, third quarter.
You can see the man coverage underneath with the free safety off the top. That's a huge adjustment made at halftime. You didn't see much of that in the first half out of L.B. Landry.
Senior Anachi Davis in the shotgun empty backfield. Fires left. Incomplete. Ooh, almost a pick six. In and out of the hands of Chris Williams. He had nothing but green turf between he and the end zone. That one got off his fingertips. It was intended for Horn. 3rd down and 13.
You see what's going to happen with that, Tommy, is that replay, it's going to be shown at Thanksgiving at his family table over and over and over because he's going to catch some crap from the uncles, the cousins, the brothers, maybe even his sister.
3rd and 13.
Oh, my goodness.
Defense continues to be the theme of the night in this 4A state playoff round 1 game. We've had a lot of penalty flags tonight.
Well, you got a little offsides again. We've seen that many, many times tonight.
I know both coaches would like to see a few less penalties, especially in the playoffs. They both played 8 regular season games. You got to clean some of that up.
Well, it's
a 5-yard step off against the Buccaneers. It'll set up a 3rd and 8 now, a little more manageable. 3rd and 8 for the Rams.
Encroaching on the defense, 5-yard penalty. 3rd down, 8 yards to go for the Carver Rams.
LeMay shifts into the backfield. Davis wants to throw. Going long up the right side. He's got a guy. Touchdown! That's Tyron Johns, his 2nd touchdown catch of the night. That's a big, big play. 40-yard touchdown pass.
First thing that happened, Tommy, is they picked up the blitz. They brought the house. They brought the inside linebacker, brought the outside linebacker. They were in man coverage. Speed kills, runs right past the corner. You can see he's wide open. Davis puts it out there. You know how you throw somebody open? I'm going to lay it out there, give you the opportunity to run underneath it, and that's what Anachi Davis did. A very nicely thrown football by Davis.
He threw him open, and this is a very important extra point because it's now 13-6. 7-point lead. The extra point could put it at 8. Terrence Lambert will attempt to kick the PAT. Horn will hold. Kick is up. Plenty of leg, and it's between the posts. An important extra point for the Carver Rams as they now lead by a score of 14-6. I want to remind you that tonight's third quarter is sponsored by Gibbs Construction. Crescent City Sports Prep Football brought to you by Gibbs Construction, a leader in the construction industry in Louisiana and the Gulf Coast for more than 35 years. Transforming dreams, visions, and plans into reality. Gibbs Construction bringing you tonight's third quarter.
It all started with the blitz pickup, Tommy. They picked up the inside linebacker with the back. The tackle pushed off and got the outside linebacker and just chipped him enough to give enough time for Anachi Davis to stand in there and throw that strike down the field. And you got to credit the offensive line of the Carver Rams to getting job done right there against that those blitzing linebackers from Landry.
5:24 to go third quarter. 14-6. Carver leads now the big 40-yard touchdown pass to Tyron Johns. That's his second touchdown reception of the game. Lambert will kick off. Gerald Martin and Ronjay Delaney in return formation. We got more whistles.
I'm going to tell you exactly what happened. Carver went out on their kickoff coverage with 10. They were trying to get the 11th guy on. They had to call timeout to get him on.
But you can play with 10.
Well, absolutely. But
so why waste that time? Did they call a timeout?
I believe they did.
I got to mark that down here. Kick to Gerald Martin at the 3. He's going to return to the left. He's got a little space before he's pushed out of bounds on the far side. Near the 30-yard line. In on that tackle was Jeru Smith, a senior for the Rams.
You know, we marked down the timeout. The clock's not showing the timeout.
They didn't keep that in the first half. So
the officials was waving his arms. They let him get the guy on the field. So we're going to find out soon enough whether or not there's a timeout called.
So we think there was one call.
Right.
We're not
correct.
Certain. All right, here's what we got. 1st and 10. Buccaneers from their own 30. Nice return by Martin. Jerome Stewart, sophomore quarterback, in the shotgun. He'll hand off in the middle. Not much running room, a yard or so for Cedric Murray. McGee in on the tackle again for the Rams, along with Stephon LeMay.
It's nice that LB Landry is also trying to get their running game going. I think they have to be a little bit more balanced. They've got to establish that running game a little bit, and they need to see if they can get some push up front out of their big offensive line.
He picked up 2 yards. It'll be 2nd down and 8 for the Buccaneers. Martin's now in the backfield with Stewart. 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. 2nd and 8. Play action, fires it left side. It's caught at the 40-yard line. That's Keenan Green. They're going to say incomplete.
They're going to say incomplete, that he trapped the ball. That ball was almost picked right there. Nice job breaking on the ball for the Carver Rams was Tyron Johns, who's also a wide receiver. Did a nice job.
Got 2 touchdowns. He's about trying to get a pick 6.
Trying to come underneath that right there. Almost had a nice pick. So, yeah, the ball bounces on the ground. He traps the ball, and he does a nice job getting up, acting like he caught it.
Fooled me. 3rd down and 8. Big 3rd down play. Stewart fires it. Caught for a 1st down. Nice catch by Ronjay Delaney, who was immediately hit by Stephon LeMay, but it's good enough for a Buccaneer 1st down. A big 3rd down conversion right there.
Carver plays coverage right here that time with a 2-high secondary and a cover 2. They don't bring a blitz. Nice protection up front by Landry, and the ball gets out there on time, and it was a nice pickup.
1st and 10, Buccaneers from their own 44. 4 minutes to go, 3rd quarter. Stewart's got to roll left. Under pressure, he's hit and sacked. Edrin Johnson, the senior defensive end, with a big play and a sack and a big loss.
One thing a young quarterback's going to have to learn how to do if he's going to be a pocket passer right there is he needs to step up. There was no reason to evade out to his left because he just ran out of his protection. They did a nice job picking up the blitz. He needed to step up into that pocket a little bit to give his height a chance to be able to see down the field.
New quarterback in. Brandon Edinburgh is a junior. He's in at quarterback as Stewart took a pretty big hit on that sack. And now L.B. Landry will call timeout. That's a good move by Coach Lewis. When you got to put the backup quarterback in, you got to be able to get him settled down a little bit. Although I see Stewart standing on the sideline. He's not being attended to by any medical staff, so hopefully he's okay.
Well, hopefully he's okay, number one. But number two, Keenan Lewis could also be, having him stand there for a minute to try to talk to him and teach him something. He's a sophomore. They're going to make those sophomore mistakes. And one of the mistakes was getting out of his protection right there on the last play and taking that sack. He needed to step up into that pocket and have some pocket presence and integrity because the blitz came from the outside and the offensive line did a pretty good job picking it up.
So junior Brandon Edinburgh Jr., he's in at quarterback. Big guy, tall guy. Edinburgh wants to throw right off the bench. He's going to fire it long up the left sideline. He's going to overthrow everybody. He's going to be picked off near the 30-yard line. Another turnover, and that's an interception by Terrell Jerome Jr. That's a big play for the Ram defense.
Big play indeed. Overthrew the receiver by 10 yards. Again, sitting back in thirds. Cover three right there is Carver. The free safety gets across the top, but he didn't need to that time because the corner did a nice job getting back and staying on top of the receiver and just running underneath the ball down the field. It acted almost like a punt. He catches the ball down there, and you got your second turnover of the night by the way of the Rams.
3:16 to go third quarter. Rams have expanded their halftime lead from 7-6 to 14-6. Now they play 1st and 10 from their own 28-yard line. Anachi Davis still in at quarterback. He'll go inside handoff to the big guy Harris, who will stumble forward for 4 or 5 yards before Sean Fleming will bring him down.
Harris runs hard. He runs downhill. He's a downhill runner. You can see when he gets into the contact area, he's going to lower his shoulder pads and pick things up, just like a good running back will.
2nd and 5. Harris again going to go through the center of the line. Going to be close to a first down. Bain again in on a stop. We'll see where the official spots it. And we got a shaken up Buccaneer.
Again, running downhill right off tackle. You can see he gets his shoulder pads down right there. Nice job taking on contact, making sure that it's going to take more than one person to bring him down.
Player shaken up on that play is Jace Reyes, sophomore linebacker, who's been very active tonight. We've called his name numerous times.
Yeah, he blitzes. He's off the edge sometimes.
And he's going to have to sit out for a play.
His helmet came off. That's one of those rules that you see on all levels now. You're going to have to sit out a play if that helmet pops off or the safety of the player.
2:44 to go third quarter. Rams lead 14-6. They led 7-6 at half. They've got the ball back thanks to their second forced turnover of the night, second pick of the night. And they'll go 1st and 10 from their own 39-yard line. Harris, nowhere to go. Ball popped out. We got to scramble for a football down there near the 37-yard line. The Buccaneers say they have it, but we have to let the referee say who has it. And they're going to say Buccaneer football. A turnover back the other way. Carver gives it right back on the fumble on the running play into the center of the line. Big break for the Buccaneers. Good job by their defense.
Tommy, I think that was recovered by Tristan Bain, the linebacker, number 21. We've called his name a couple times tonight, too. Now you can add to his stats an FR, fumble recovery.
1st and 10, Buccaneers from the Ram 37-yard line, 2:15 to go, third quarter. Stewart is back in at quarterback. He's got Baker in the backfield with him, so Edinburgh only threw the interception, and Stewart's back in for the Buccaneers. Stewart wants to throw. He's under pressure. He hit as he throws. It'll be picked off. Picked off deep in the secondary. That's Giroux Smith with the pick, but you got to credit the pressure by McGee as he hit Stewart and caused the pass not to go where it wanted.
Sophomore mistake. Stewart knew he was getting hit. He was going down. He tried to force it through there and make something happen. You can see the hit right there, and then the pick right there by Giroux Smith right there. The cornerback goes right into his arms, and now you've got your third turnover tonight for the Carver Rams.
And I tell you what, teams swap turnovers, and Rams are going to have the ball 1st and 10 from their own 35, but we've got more whistles. These whistles all work, I can assure you all of that.
And so do the flags.
Official timeout. What?
Don't know.
The chains are broke on the far side. Looks like they're fooling with the chain near the first down marker. That would be a reason to stop the clock. So if something was kinked or if something was wrong with the chain.
Or they're just making sure they got the right spot.
Ball's laying on the 35-yard line of Carver.
Yeah, they're fooling with the chains. I think the chains, like you said, Tommy, you got great eyes, buddy. I got to pull out binoculars to see that far. I mean, yeah.
I can't read this roster without my glasses, but I can see across the stadium that they were fooling with the chain. So
there you go.
It is what it is, right?
It is what it is.
And I am a little bit older than you, too.
Yeah, a year, you know.
Would you mind saying that again?
PA system works really well here at Victory Field.
I can't rave enough about this venue. They do a great job taking care of this place, and it's such a nice place for the city, and especially the rec teams that play here. And then you also see a bunch of high school games here on the weekends.
The recreation leagues, the youth leagues, that's the guys that are going to be playing in state playoff games in the future. So that is wonderful. And with the turf, you can play all day. You're not going to tear the field up. If it rains the night before, you're okay. I mean, we all know the old days of youth football. You know, you couldn't see the lines and they didn't cut the grass or whatever.
Right.
But this is an outstanding facility, and the folks in this part of New Orleans are very fortunate to have it, and we credit the leaders who made it happen. All right, we got the chain. No, they're still working on the chain. Let's hope they have a backup chain. If not, we could be here for a while. The teams are ready to play football, but you got to have the 10-yard chain.
Here's the question. The question is when people start asking, hey, you got another chain? Hey, you got another chain?
You're glad we got one?
You're in trouble.
Be glad we got one, right?
Right.
So I've been in the radio and television business for a long, long time, and you always got to have a backup. You got to have a backup of everything, you know.
Correct.
Backup is always a good plan to have.
Can't show up with one football. You can't show up with one chain.
I mean, because if you need it, you can be glad you had a backup. Well, apparently they've sorted out the chain gang over there. So let's reset it for you. 2:03 to go, third quarter. Carver leads Landry 14-6. They'll play 1st and 10 at their own 35 after the team swapped interceptions here in the last couple of snaps. So here we go, ready to play some football again. Anachi Davis is at quarterback. Oh, we got a false start. One of the running backs kind of leaned a little bit forward. You can't do that. That'll cost the Rams 5 yards.
Only in Canada.
Motion can go to the line of scrimmage in Canadian football. I've never been to a Canadian Football League game. I've seen it on TV many times over the years, but the rules...
It's a bucket list.
It's a little different.
I want to go see it. I want to be up there in the snow and...
I don't want to be in the snow.
And see it.
This 67 degrees is low enough for me. Spoken like a true St. Bernard Parish kid. Here's a handoff to Murray. He's got nowhere to go. He's going to be sacked, dropped for a loss. Actually, dropped for a loss. Devin Himes Jr., also Larry Howard, making the stop as he lost. On a handoff, they lost 4 yards. Back to the 26-yard line. It'll be Now 2nd and 19 because you had the penalty. Now the loss. 2nd and 19. Rams. Clock's running. Minute and a half to go third quarter. See if they can get their offense back in sync. But part of the reason they're not in sync, you have to credit the Buccaneer defense. Swing and gate formation is back. We've got 6 football players very wide right. There's the snap. We're going to fire it out there, and it's going to be caught, and it's going to be broken tackle. Up the sideline goes August Banks Jr., and he turned what looked like to be a loss into a decent game, but it's still going to be 3rd and long. It's going to be 3rd and about 11.
Okay, folks, everybody wants to know, why do people use this swinging gate? Well, there's about 4 or 5 basic plays out of it, and it's all about the numbers. Once you line up in it, you're going to count and see where the fewest numbers are as compared to where you're lined up. And then you're going to either throw the ball, run the ball, option the ball with the numbers.
And you make the defense think.
Correct.
And then you can maybe set something else up off of that swing and gate.
And react.
There's a lot of strategy involved there. 3rd and 11. 4 receivers left, only 3 defensive backs. You do have a safety up high. Davis going to tuck it and run. He's going to be hit, and he's going to make a second effort. He breaks the tackle, gets first down. He hurdles a guy on the far sideline down to the Buccaneer 45-yard line. That's the play of the night. Anachi Davis, what an athlete.
That it should go tonight on Ken Trahan's report as the play of the night.
And Ed Daniels, everybody.
Everybody should see this. Ed Daniels, you need to run this tonight on your show because this hurt me.
And that's going to bring us to the end of the third quarter. An offensive play to end a defensive third quarter.
Oh, my goodness.
To say the very least. We're going to head to the fourth quarter, 14-6 Carver, and they got to be fired up after senior quarterback Anachi Davis put athleticism on display to the max.
What a play. I'm hurting right now because that hurt me. That hurdle right there was perfect. The track coach couldn't have taught that any better.
That was quite an athletic play. He was tackled short of the first down.
Exactly.
He wasn't tackled, obviously, but they had him hemmed up. And in his second and third effort, he broke loose and then hurdled a guy in the secondary. Wow.
Athletic play. He looked over at the 4 receiver side where they only had three receivers initially, 3 defensive people lined up initially on the 4 receivers and counting on the free safety that was 12 yards deep. And then he lit out of there because there was nothing to throw.
Crescent City Sports Prep Football is brought to you by the Lamarck Automotive Complex in Kenner. Lamarck Pre-Owned has a huge selection of pre-owned vehicles, all makes and models. They even have great deals for under $12,000. Must be a reason. Lamarck Automotive Complex in Kenner bringing you tonight's fourth quarter. And we got a good one here in state playoff action. 1st and 10 Rams from the Buccaneer 40. Inside handoff to Murray. He's docked down in the backfield. The Buccaneer defense jumps right back to the forefront with Larry Howard. Also in on that stop, Omari Lunkin. He lost 2 yards, Murray did. He's a very good senior running back. He had nowhere to go. Credit the Buccaneer defense. It's now 2nd and 12 Rams. Clock's running. We're rolling in the fourth quarter, 14-6. Carver on top of Landry.
That front 4 for Landry does a nice job. Those guys can play. They have a lot more success in that 4-man front than they do in their 3.
Shotgun formation, Davis. Almost a pistol formation. That's what I would call it. Davis going to keep it. Late pitch to Murray. He's got running room outside. Going to pick up about 7 before the tackle is made by Kyron Demerell for the Buccaneers, but it's a gain of 7, so it'll be 2nd and 3 for the Rams from the Buccaneer 33. Under 11 minutes to go in the game.
Lead option, he gets out there on the edge and he pitches the ball. And the running back, Emery, if he would have kept it outside and not cut it back, he might have been able to scoot down the boundary all the way into the end zone. But it was nicely set up and a nice read by the quarterback, Davis.
3rd down and 3. Bad pitch. Murray going to go back and scoop it up, see if he can make something happen. Breaks one tackle, gets a nice block, and he'll forge ahead. He's not going to get back to the line of scrimmage.
You know who threw that block, Tommy? That was Anachi Davis from his quarterback position. Came over and lit something up in a white jersey. That's going to be on a highlight tape tomorrow in that Carver locker room.
Fleming and Williams made the stop. They back at the 39. That's a loss of 6. It'll set up 4th and 9. Decision time for Coach Byron Addison. I think they go for it. Too far for a field goal. We'll rule that out, but they may punt. Davis, who's a quarterback, is also the punter, and he is getting in punt formation. And the dangerous Gerald Martin is in return formation. Line of scrimmage, the Buccaneer 39. 4th and 9. Davis to punt. Martin stands near his own 10, waiting for the punt. Davis kicks it up the left side, and it's going to go out of bounds, far side. Very short punt, but nonetheless, it'll be Buccaneer football at their own 30-yard line with 9:11 to go in the game. They're down 8. Got to get the offense going on this defensive night.
Yeah, that was that punt was kind of like a hooded 3-iron that I just hooked off the tee, right?
You don't ever hook it, do you?
Sometimes. It just depends on the day, right? But right there, that ball, he just almost completely missed the ball right there and ended up being basically a 10 to 11-yard punt. So Landry will take the ball over at their own 30-yard line. Buccaneers
offense out on the field, down by 8, 9 minutes, 11 seconds to go in the game. Here at Victory Field, Joe Brown Park in NOLA East. Empty backfield, Stewart in a shotgun. Stewart going to tuck it. Now he fires it complete out near midfield. That's Gerald Martin. That's a first down right near the midfield stripe. We'll call it a gain of 19. They'll put her down at the 49. Nice throw and catch.
Nice throw and catch indeed. Gerald Martin does a nice job sitting down in the zone off the 4 verticals. And the thing that Stewart did is he stepped up in the pocket, evaded the rush, and then delivered the ball on time to a vertical receiver, Martin. Nice job. Nice throw and catch.
19-yard gain. That's a good way to get the offense going. 1st and 10, Buccaneers. Stewart is going to be hit and sacked in the backfield. He pumped the pass. He was knocked down off his feet by Savion Johnson. That's going to be a big sack and a big loss.
Well, Stewart was ready to release it to his running back that was floating out to the flat as his safety valve or his check down. You can see here on the replay, and then all of a sudden he pulled the ball back down. Was it because he didn't think he could get the ball away quick enough because the green jersey was all over him automatically? Don't know. But if he would have dumped that ball off, possibly the running back could still be running.
Landry calls a timeout. According to my records, they each have 2 timeouts remaining in this half, and that's a little bit unofficial. We'll be straight up with you. But that was a big loss of 8 yards on the play, on the sack. So Landry calls the timeout. Coach Lewis wants to make sure they get organized here. I mean, we got 8:29 to go in the game. We're down 8. Got to be organized.
Well, you got to right, and you got to have the right personnel on the field, Tommy. That's big too.
Line of scrimmage, the Buccaneer 41. Carver defense has been solid all night. They could certainly use a big stand right here, get off the field, and get the ball back. 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. Stewart in a shotgun. Low snap. Stewart picks it up. He's under pressure. He's going to scramble left. He's going to make a positive out of this, and he is belted near the 48-yard line. Big hit by Jeru Smith. Also Torrin Alexis, and we got a penalty flag.
That might be helmet to helmet right there.
He hit him in the hip. Let's get a replay. It's coming at you, Coach.
All right, here you go. Let's see what we got. Ooh. Don't know. Can't really see. And maybe we'll get another look at it. That's the thing I bet you they're discussing right there.
I didn't think he hit him in the head. Now, that's,
right.
Purely my opinion.
That could only be what
they're calling unsportsmanlike conduct.
Oh, I know what taunting. If you look at Jeru Smith when he gets up after the hit. It's a little taunt right there. Very heavy on that at all levels this year, talking about the taunting. I don't know if that was taunting. I think that's kind of a rough interpretation of a young man getting up after a big hit and being happy for himself.
He's showing emotion.
Right. Showing some emotion.
Football players, all athletes have emotion.
I agree, no doubt about it. So Jeru Smith lays a lick on the quarterback, gets up, and they get him for taunting. That's rough.
The penalty will move it to the Carver 38. 1st and 10, Buccaneers. Stewart in the flat to Baker. Got running room. He's going to be near and will get a first down. Still chugging ahead. He's down inside the 25. Great effort by the running back, Belvin Baker. He's a senior, and he showed some good, tough running right there.
Well, Landry has made a living tonight off that check down, hitting Baker out of the backfield on the check down when everything's covered downfield. Nice job by Stewart going to his check down. Huge pickup by Baker. Second, third chance, chance running the football right there nice and hard, and he picks up the first down.
1st and 10. Buccaneers at the ramp, 23-yard line. Just over 7 minutes to go, and we got more whistles and flags. We got a timeout, Carver, I believe. Yes, that's the signal. Timeout, Carver, with 7:23 to go. Both coaching staffs trying to make sure. I mean, this is a 8-point game and a state playoff game, round 1, 4A football. 7:23 to go, and both coaching staffs wanting to be sure.
Well, they want to be sure not only getting them to understand what the situation is, but it's a lot about making sure that you got the personnel right.
You got the 11 guys out there that need to be out there.
Well, you got to have 11, no doubt. Okay, got 11. But what package are we in? Who's in the package, right? What's coming on the field from them? What did they line in up in previous? Hey, what's coming back out in the package so we can change our package with the personnel matchups that we want.
1st and 10, Buccaneers ramp, 23-yard line, spotted on the right hash. Stewart in the shotgun, got Baker in the backfield with him. 1st down and 10, 7:23 to go in the game. Stewart got a little time, steps up, going to roll, going to fire it. It's going to be caught. That'll be good enough for a first down. Catch is made by Ronjay Delaney. That's going to be a first down for the Buccaneers. Nice job of extending the play by Stewart and then making the completion for the first down.
Right back into alignment.
No huddle. 1st and 10 at the 12-yard line. Stewart got a little time. Now he's going to be hit and drop. Marquise Tabb.
I'm not really sure about those routes right there. Stewart had enough time, but
no huddle again.
Right, receivers just kind of running around doing their own thing.
Lost a yard back to the 13-yard line. 2nd and 11. 2nd and 11. No huddle. Getting everything lined up. Baker in the backfield with Stewart. 3 receivers to the right. We approach 6 minutes to go in the game. 2nd down, 11. Stewart going to roll right. Going to roll, going to tuck it and run. He's going to get to the 5-yard line. Nice tackle down there by Jamar King Jr. It's going to set up a 3rd and short. They can get a first without scoring a touchdown. If they get inside the 3, it'd be a first down. The ball's on the 5-yard line. It's 3rd and a long 2, we'll call it. More whistles. Timeout, Carver again.
On that play, everything was covered. Nice man coverage by Carver right there.
Right,
Stewart had no place to go with the ball. He lights out of there, and he's down to the 5-yard line.
All right, I just noticed something. The referee signaled to the Carver bench that they had 1 timeout left, which means that one that we thought occurred earlier did not. So now I'm showing that they have 2. I caught that little signal.
There you go.
From the line judge, side judge, to the coach saying you got 1 timeout left is what the referee's supposed to do right there. The coach is supposed to know. He's supposed to have somebody on the staff helping keep track of that. But I caught that, so that corrects our unofficial stats.
Man, your eyes are great.
And it's 3rd down and 2 from the 5. They can get a first without scoring. 5:43 to go. They're down 8. Obviously, they score. They're going to go for 2. So they got that figured out on the sidelines, hopefully, of what they're going to run for the 2-point conversion. Baker in the backfield. Stewart in a shotgun with 3 receivers left. That's the wide side. Now we got offsides. Stewart goes through the center of the line into the end zone for a touchdown. Carver didn't, after a timeout, they didn't have enough players out there. And then they had a player running on. So I think it's a touchdown, a 5-yard run.
Well, here's the deal. They're running a player on. It should have been flagged for offsides.
Right.
Okay. They didn't stop the play. That was kind of all messed up from the beginning by Carver. They're playing with 10 people. Okay, wrong personnel on the field, and I don't know if you caught it, but they only had two defensive backs left on 3 receivers down here at the bottom of the screen.
14-12 is our score. 2-point conversion attempt coming up for the Buccaneers. They can tie it with this conversion attempt. The Ram defense can hang on to a 2-point lead if they can hold this 2-point conversion attempt. Empty backfield, Stewart in a shotgun. 3 receivers right, 2 to the left. Stewart looks right. He fires it in the flat. It is going to be caught. The 2-point conversion is good. That catch is made by Cedric Murray, but we got flags.
Well, the flags are going to be
Hold the phone.
They're going to be flags after the play. I think it's going to either be taunting or some sort of issue with unsportsmanlike issue. But I don't know if you saw, Tommy, again, Carver goes out to 3 receiver sides with only 1 defensive back. There's some confusion before the snap by the Carver defense on who's covering who in man coverage out there against 3 receivers from LB Landry.
We got a personal foul, unsportsmanlike conduct against Landry. That'll be assessed on the kickoff with 5:35 to go. We have a tie game, 14-14, as the 2-point conversion is good. Stewart throws it.
Oh, my. We got ourselves a ball game at 14-14.
I go back to October 1. Carver won 15-13. Now we got 14-14.
There you go.
A little numerology there for you. But this 15-yard penalty could be important. Carver has 1 timeout left. Landry, I believe, has 2. So it's a 15-yard penalty for the taunting. So they will kick from their 25, which should give the Rams good, if not real good, field position. Although the kicker's got quite a leg. If he puts his foot into it, he'll get it down there to the 20 where you got Gregory Emery and Anachi Davis in return formation. They stand between their 20 and 25.
Well, Anachi Davis has impressed me. So.
5:30, yeah, he'll jump over somebody. 5:35 has a good leg. Okay, that's not Davis. That's Jeru Smith coming up the right side. He'll get it out to the 40, break a tackle, and get a few more yards out of that. Really nice effort by Smith. Lost his shoe and still got another 3 or 4 yards. So the Rams are going to get it 1st and 10. I think they're going to put it at the 43-yard line with 5:24 to go in a tied football game. We got 14-14.
Well, it's been a defensive struggle all night tonight, and all of a sudden Landry has found the offense. Put together a nice drive to come away with that score.
First and 10, Rams, tie game. Davis in at quarterback. Davis fires it over the middle. Horn's got it. Good enough near the first down. He's tripped up in the secondary by Anthony Hogan Jr. But that's Eric Horn with a really nice catch on a ball that was a little high. He went up and got it.
Anachi throws the slant route right there. That's a touchdown savings tackle. If he wouldn't have gotten him by the shoestrings right there, he'd have been gone down the boundary.
They gave him the first down, put it at the 47 of the Buccaneers. 1st and 10, Rams. 5 minutes to go in the game. We're tied at 14. Davis going to keep it left side, thrown down, fumble, ball gets away. Murray picks it up. Correction, that's Emery who picks it up. Still going to be a big loss on the play, but almost a very bad play for the Rams, but Emery kind of saved the show there.
Right. He was, well, again, when you're living right, ball bounced right up to Emery, and he tries to make something happen, and it just ends up in a big loss. So now, looking at that play sheet, you got first and a long way. So what do you?
First and 15, clock's running, a little over 4 minutes to go. Second and 15. Rams are back in their own territory. Kojo back in at quarterback. We got penalty flags. I believe one of the offensive linemen moved a little quick. Emery was in the backfield. Kojo took the snap, flag dropped on the near sideline.
I think they got big Vernell Lewis with a little illegal
procedure. That'll make it 2nd and 20. 4:02 to go in this tie football game.
I never had a call on my play sheet for 2nd and 20.
Well, you got to get 10 and then have a call for 3rd and 10.
Had that, but it's just 2nd and 20. What are you going to do? So you treat it like 1st and 10.
I always like to draw a screen right here.
Draw a screen.
Try to get some open space and let a guy use his athleticism. But I'm announcing, not coaching. Here's an inside handoff to Emery. It goes absolutely nowhere. Great defensive play by the Buccaneers as they turn that into absolutely nothing. Tristan Bain dropped him for a 3-yard loss, and it's a long way to go. 3rd down and a $3 Uber ride.
There it is. They try to run a quick trap, try to get the lineman sucked up field, trap them right there at the point of attack. Nowhere to go because that linebacking core from Landry is solid. They step right up in there and shut that down.
3rd down and 23 to be exact. Empty backfield for Kojo. Now we got a timeout, Carver. I do believe that's their final timeout of the night.
Well, yeah. I mean, we gave them a 4th because now that one early in the first half, but that should be their 3rd.
Okay, he's calling timeout as 3rd and 23. We got 3:15 to go in a tie game. If you don't get the first, you got to punt and give it back to your defense to try to stop the Buccaneers, and maybe we end up in overtime here. Buccaneers, according to our record, still have a couple of timeouts. Because this is anybody's game, which is like to see in round 1 of the state playoffs. A lot of lopsided games are going to occur tonight. We don't have that here. We got an excellent football game. 2 well-coached teams that are slugging it out after meeting 6 weeks ago back on October 1.
No let up between these players. These guys are going at it every down.
Kojo takes the snap. Going to go over the middle, incomplete near the midfield stripe as he tried to get it to Shamar LeMay, a big tight end. Now it's 4th down, and they will have to punt the football with 3:09 to go.
Nice play by Sean Fleming. Gets his hand in there to rake that thing out of there for the incomplete pass.
3 minutes to go. Tied up at 14. 4th quarter.
Davis is in punt formation. The dangerous Gerald Martin. He's a senior, and he'll stand at his Buccaneer 30 and wait for this punt.
Let's remember the last punt
was short
and shanked.
Once again, Carver didn't have enough guys on the field. They fixed that. And there's this low snap. Blocked. Punt is blocked. It's going to be picked up. It doesn't matter who gets it, but it's recovered by Anthony Hogan Jr., a blocked punt. I believe it was blocked by Devin Himes Jr., number 7. So check that on the replay, Wade.
Well, let me get my glasses. We're going to see it coming right up the middle, above the shield.
Low snap.
Straight vertical up. Yes, let's call that number 7. Absolutely.
Eagle eyes,
you're right.
here.
Eagle eyes, baby.
And
he went straight up vertically over the shield to make a nice block with his right hand to bat that thing down. It looked like a batted down basketball at a Pelicans game.
And Anthony Hogan Jr. covered it up. 1st and 10 Buccaneers from the Ram 26-yard line. Rams are out of timeouts. Buccaneers have a couple timeouts left. Stewart's in at quarterback. He's got Baker in the backfield with him. We're tied at 14, 2:58 to go. 1st and 10, Buccaneers. 26-yard line of the Rams. And we got a delay of game penalty. That's not good.
Those are you have a blocked punt. You recover it. You're in business. 2:58, and you're ready to. With the field goal kicker you have.
I want to point that out. Good call, Coach. Darius Green has got a very good leg.
Right.
They're in his field goal range. Well, they were before the 5-yard penalty. Now they may be on the fringe of it.
Right. So you can't afford these type of penalties. That's what I was fixing to say. Just, those are daggers in the back.
1st and 15. Stewart. Shotgun formation. Baker to running back. Flank to his right. Low snap. They're going to hand it off to Baker. He's going nowhere. That's Big McGee. I'm telling you, Tyron McGee has made many big plays in the middle of that line tonight, and that's a big one.
Tyron McGee said hello right there with a great form tackle and just hugged him up.
Said, don't come this way anymore.
Tyron McGee, I bet you at the dinner table there isn't much left after he gets done. That is a big man.
And he's quite the football player. He's been active all night long. 2nd down and 15 from the 31 of the Rams. Clock's running, 2:20 to go in the game. We're tied at 14. Stewart going to scramble left, tuck the ball. Going to dance around a little bit and doesn't even get back to the line of scrimmage. The Ram defense, Edrin Johnson, also Jamar King Jr. It's going to set up a 3rd and very long. Again, probably on the very fringe of the field goal range. The wind has picked up a little bit. I believe it's blowing across from right to left in this stadium.
Tommy, this is where Carver is really hurting without any timeouts. Because they got to think,
And now Landry's going to take a timeout.
And I can understand that, but Carver without those timeouts.
Well, that's helpful to Carver. They need to get organized. There's 1:35 to go in this state playoff football game.
Well, they can get organized, but they got to think field goal good. I'm still going to have time to be able to mount a drive quickly and come back. So it just goes to show you clock management and how this game wraps itself around making the right decisions at the right time and how the clock plays so huge of a point in this in every contest.
And it brings up the cliche in high school football, you got to play all 48 minutes. I mean, we got 1:35 to go, and something's going to happen to either send somebody into victory or we'll go overtime and play more minutes.
And look, throughout my whole career, I made some clock management mistakes, and everybody has, all the way at all levels. And the criticism on the next morning is really huge. But you learn from those mistakes, and you have to learn when those timeouts need to be used and when they don't need to be used.
All right, here we go. 3rd and 13. Stewart. He's got Cedric Murray in the backfield now. 3 receivers to the right. 3rd and 13, 1:35 to go. Stewart, under pressure, has a pass broken up. He was under pressure from Edrin Johnson, and then the pass was broken up by Marquise Tabb. 4th down, field goal kicker's coming on the field with his tee. Darius Green is coming out with his tee. The line of scrimmage is the 29-yard line. So this is going to be a 46, 47-yard field goal attempt. From what I saw in pregame, Coach, he's capable of making this.
He's capable of making it. It's just you're going to have everything put together: snap, hold, and protection.
129, a 46-yard field goal attempt. Can't ice him with a timeout. Kick is up. It's blocked. It's picked up by a Buccaneer player, but the Rams are going to get the football with 1:20 to go. I don't know if it was a low kick, but the Rams look like they got penetration.
Well, they got low. They got penetration. It was a low kick. It looked like he was trying to drive it, so the ball just didn't get up very high. And right there through the A-gap, you saw some penetration and a hand come up. Just couldn't see the number right there. But it was a nice job by the defensive line of the Rams getting through in the A-gap to apply the pressure on the kick.
1:18 to go. Rams football. 1st and 10. They're going to put it down at the 24-yard line. No timeouts for Carver. That's important. Empty backfield, 4 receivers right, 2 defensive backs. And now we got offsides against the Buccaneers. That'll cost them 5. Well, clock did not move, still at 1:18.
Well, you can't help them out like that and give them a 1st and 5 right there.
They better keep an eye on number 6, Tyron Johns. He's got 2 touchdown catches tonight. He's the wide guy right. He might go right up the field, and Kojo may throw it to him. Here's a quick pass. A little screen in the flat is caught by August Banks Jr. We got a penalty flag flying with 1:10 to go. Is that a late hit?
I don't know.
Right in front of the Carver bench.
Right in front of the bench. He was knocked out of bounds, and he was back into the Carver players.
It was a big hit, a big tackle.
Huge hit.
After the tackle is when the flag came. So I think it's something.
I think it was something that happened down inside the bench area of Carver to the receiver when he was knocked out of bounds, Tommy.
Referees are sorting it out right now as we speak.
They might be also calling. It could have been targeting, too, from the big hit.
1st and foul on the Buccaneers.
Personal foul against the Buccaneers. That'll be a 15-yard march off.
I think he called targeting or helmet to helmet. There's not targeting in high school football.
Right.
There is helmet to helmet.
They're going to march the ball all the way out to the Carver 48-yard line. They'll play 1st and 10. 1 minute, 10 seconds to go. Carver's out of timeouts. Landry has 1, according to my records.
Just to clarify, I do believe it was a helmet-to-helmet hit on the boundary.
$1:10 to go. The clock will start when the ball is snapped. $14-14. Here we go. Kojo, screen middle. Got running room. Big running room. Gregory Emery up the left side, inside the 25-yard line before he's brought down by Devin Himes Jr., but that's a big, big play on the middle screen to Gregory Emery.
I was waiting to see that all night long. Another way to beat the blitz. LB Landry brings the house.
No huddle, clock's rolling, 55 seconds to go. And he clocks the ball. Anachi Davis clocked the ball to stop it with 52 seconds remaining. It'll now be 2nd and 10. Smart play by Christian Kojo, the quarterback who clocked the ball.
Again, back to the middle screen. I've been waiting to see it. Like I said, they brought the house, LB Landry, and one way to beat the blitz is with the screen. It was set up perfectly. Everything just floated through. They dumped the screen, and off to the races. Emery went a long way.
The team has went to the sidelines, but this is not a timeout. This was an incomplete pass.
Right. I have no idea why they're over there.
They think it's a timeout. They're going to get a delay of the game penalty.
Yes, they are.
They are going to get a delay of the game penalty. This was not a timeout. 2nd and 10, 52 seconds to go. Now the back ref has his hand up. There's less than 10 seconds on the play clock. Kojo takes the snap. Going to throw right side. And we got to get it to Johns, but we have more whistles.
Delay a game, I believe.
No, the flag's a legal procedure on the far side is what they're calling.
There's the flag. Correct.
I think we got a record for flags tonight. Call is illegal procedure called from the far side line judge. That'll cost the Rams 5 yards. They were trying to throw the flag route right to Tyron Johns, who's already caught 2 touchdown passes tonight. He's going to remain wide right. And I got to believe the ball's going that way again.
Well, they had one-on-one coverage down here. They were trying to get the matchup. They had the matchup they wanted to, and they were throwing the fade to the corner. See if they come back with it.
27-yard line, the line of scrimmage, second down. Inside handoff, Murray. He's going to be brought down after a gain of 1 or 2. Omari Lunkin on the tackle. Clock's running 35 seconds to go, 3rd and 13. At the line, 30 seconds to go. Kojo takes the snap. He's going to try to go deep corner to Johns, who will not catch it down near the 3-yard line. Good coverage on the play by Shedrick Johnson. That'll set up 4th down with 18 seconds to go. It's 4th and 13 from the 26-yard line.
Great job by the free safety, Cedric Johnson, getting over there across the top of the man-to-man coverage down at the bottom and to knock that ball away at the last second. He covered a lot of ground to get there, too, to be able to make a very nice play on the fade route.
18 seconds to go.
They're going to tip the field goal.
This is going to be a 43-yard field goal. Terrence Lambert. 43-yard field goal attempt with 18 seconds to go. Snap is back. We got more penalty flags. I believe that's going to be offsides Buccaneers, which will make the field goal a little shorter. Offsides Buccaneers, I believe, is the call.
Somebody lined up in the neutral zone or broke the neutral zone.
A couple of them got going. I couldn't see in relation to the snap, but that's the call. Offsides Buccaneers. That's 5 yards. That makes the 43-yard field goal a 38-yard field goal. Obviously a little more manageable, probably a higher percentage of success possible. Line of scrimmage now the 20. So it'll be a 37-yard field goal to Holder. Eric Horn's going to put it down. Lambert from the left hash, the field goal for the lead. Snap is back, ball is down, the kick is up. It is good by 1 yard. That just crossed over the crossbar. It is good. 17-14 Carver. They got to get back.
They got to get off the field. They got to get off the field.
Now there's a flag for everybody coming on the field with 10 seconds to go. You can't do that.
No, you can't.
You cannot do that. That's going to be assessed on the kickoff. Yes, but that's a 27-yard field goal by Terrence Lambert.
That just got there, Tommy. That eked over, barely over the crossbar. Oh, my goodness.
A 37-yard field goal by Terrence Lambert has given the Rams a 17-14 lead.
After the kick is good. The kick is good.
Having some fun with the crowd in front of us. They couldn't watch.
They're happy. They're happy.
They're peeping through. They're peeping through their fingers to see that great kick right there.
Wow. Hey, it doesn't matter how far it goes over the crossbar as long as it goes over.
Exactly, and that one barely got there.
Man,
here's this thing's still not over. 10 seconds on the clock, and then the assessment on the kickoff. Any type of good return right here, and a couple of passes, and by my count, Landry still has 2 timeouts. Is that what I've got?
I got 1.
You've got 1. Okay.
Again,
so
that's unofficial. That's me and you keeping our personal stats.
But look where they're going to push the ball back to, because it's a personal foul to be able to rush the field like that, and Landry's going to get great field position.
We're about to see a bunch of laterals, Coach, because he cannot kick it into the end zone. That's a given. He's kicking from the 25. It's not going to go into the end zone.
If you don't see laterals, they're going to go down.
Guys are going to be at their 35. I think he kicks the line drive. He's got the ball laying sideways on the tee.
For a squib kick.
He's going to squib. He just wants it to roll as far as he can make it roll. That's Davis who's going to kick it.
Remember, that clock shouldn't start until it's touched.
Wow, he pounds one. And it is touched at the 30 by Martin. Martin is going to run. He's got to get on the ground, and he's going to keep running, and he's going to be tackled with 2 seconds to go.
He should have gone down after about 10 yards to save some of that time.
But either way, they're only going to get 1 play.
Right.
And they're going to have to They can't try. Let's see. If they try to field goal, it'd be Tom Dempsey territory, about 63 yards. I don't think that'll be declared. They're going to see a Hail Mary. Stewart's got a very good arm. Line of scrimmage is the 46 of the Rams.
Carver doesn't have enough people on the field.
They
don't have their unit on there.
They got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now they got 11.
Now they got 12.
2, 4, 6.
Okay, they got 11 now. There you go.
Stewart takes the snap. Clock has expired. He's going to be hitting sack. Ball game. Carver has won the first round state playoff game 17-14 after the sack, following that 37-yard game-winning field goal by Terrence Lambert. What a football game.
Great football game tonight. This will go down in the annals of Carver history as one of the great wins in their football tradition. And yes, they have a huge tradition, the orange and green. What a kick. What a game. Two good football teams tonight. One will move on to see. We don't have a score yet from Salmon.
I got it. I'm pulling it up. Fourth quarter, Salmon leads 27-23. Got to be near the end.
Right.
Over in Slidell. Not far from NOLA East here. But the Carver Rams, tip of the hat to Coach Byron Addison and his staff. They found a way to win the game, but you also have to credit Coach Lewis and the Buccaneer players and staff. What an effort in a state playoff game. And Carver is the winner, 17-14. Your thoughts, Coach?
What a game, what a night, what a crowd. Two great bands, totally enjoyed this, not only from the standpoint of color commentating, but just as a standpoint of a fan of high school football and a spectator.
Carver will go on the road next week against the winner of that Salmon-Plaquemine game. So they'll either be heading to Slidell to play Salmon or heading up to the other side of the river in Baton Rouge, the west side as we call it, and play the Plaquemine Green Devils. And if we'll try to get a final score on that for you.
And let me explain the reason why they will be on the road. Because if everything's even, the person at the top of the bracket will be the home team, or the team that traveled last will be the home team. And Salmon is at the top of the bracket.
Our halftime score was Carver 7, Landry 6. Carver got 7 points in the third quarter. They led 14-6 when we headed to the fourth quarter. Landry got a touchdown and a 2-point conversion to tie it at 14. And then with 10 seconds remaining on the clock, a 37-yard field goal by Terrence Lambert that would not have been good from 38, but it was good from 37. And the Rams win a state playoff game in round 1. And will advance to round 2. I just refreshed the page. Salmon still leading Plaquemine 27-23. Tough game to lose for the Buccaneers. You give them a lot of credit, but Carver's going to walk off the field and leave the stadium with the win.
Well, two good defenses tonight. I was really impressed with the way both teams got after each other defensively, blitzing the football, changing coverage. Nice play on the defensive line by both teams. Very impressed. These are two really good football teams. Landry has a lot to build on for next year, and it's going to be fun to watch them as they progress next year, down the line for Keenan Lewis. But this Carver team, like you said, is going to have to travel, and they don't really care. They'll travel, they'll play at home. They just want to go play football in the second round, and they're going to get to do that.
Yeah, no question about that. And again, for all the scores from around the state, get the most complete and up-to-the-date Louisiana Prep football scoreboard anywhere. It's CrescentCitySports.com, presented by the All-State Sugar Bowl. All classifications, select, non-select, statewide. The scores will be there at CrescentCitySports.com. It's one of my go-to. So, your final thoughts and comments, Coach Wade Kaiser.
Well, I tell you what, it's one of the great high school football games that you get to see when something like this happens. And like you said, it was good by 1 yard and for Carver, and to move on to the second round. And what a great start to a great football weekend here in the state of Louisiana.
So Carver will be on the road next week, either at Salmon in Slidell or Plaquemine in the west side of the river in Baton Rouge. We want to thank each and every one of you for joining us. Crescent City Sports will have playoff high school football for you again next week. Be sure to visit CrescentCitySports.com for all of the latest news on our streaming schedule. For Wade Kaiser and our Crescent City Sports production team, I'm Tommy Kreisand. Once again, your final score, Carver 17, Landry 14. Good night, safe travels home. We'll talk to you again soon.